2, 4, and 10.
A little bit of help back there, I think. That second piece of wood looks like it's lined up, but they're both touching, so that might not matter. Let's see. Yeah, well, didn't need to hit the front one. Like Daly's going to drop off after this one. He's only sitting at 98 through 9, so.
Oh, what a cut on that one.
Oh.
How does he miss that 2-pin on it? All right. How are we doing? Are we back? Thank God. I think we still have our bunch here. Thank you so much, everyone, for your patience.
Oh, Freshy, what a shot. Yeah, so
I'm not going to interrupt Sean Sears' bowling, but I'll save the replay just in case. Oh, that's all right. That's nothing.
Oh, spread eagle.
Right down the middle.
Well, Baker and Waters are going to gain some ground. Timmy and Hazard and Josh Daly are going to drop off a little bit. It's 2 there. Yeah. It's like 113 for Tim Hazard. Can't tell what Josh got, but Baker and Waters are going to pick up some ground.
6 and 10 for Sears. He's got an 8-box. Pretty decent pinning out of that. So it's sputtered to a halt here as he's suddenly not getting the time of day from the head pin. By the way, one look at the previous Freshie shot. 1, 3, 6, and 7 that was.
Yeah.
Nice jubilant celebration. John Sears, 92 through 8.
Freshman really low on the piece of wood just to pick up the triangle there.
Into this one, and the 6-pin was hit. Excuse me, why aren't you falling?
I think it was halfway down.
Goodness. That was ready to tip. At least the plank sits there. That's the good news.
Yep. Thank you, Nico, for confirming.
And in it goes for the spare. 102 and a ball. All right. Yeah, I've got the recordings here. Apparently I've got 2 different replays. Great. That's fine. It's okay. String 14 of 20. Sean Sears filling his 4th mark. Just really the 3 fill in the 5 box. Really the only thing holding him back here. Still a chance to go 120s.
Yeah, and Freshie's he's gonna pick up some ground as well. He's sitting at 138 and the ball off to the left. 6 fill for Sears.
So how much they go over 100, a big factor here. Freshie in a tough battle here as he is currently 3 pins back of that 1628. He's on 1625 coming in.
So him, Baker, and Waters are going to make a charge. Going to charge up and get a little closer to Daly. 143 for Freshie. All right, Sean's sitting at 116 with the ball to go. Got the 1 and the 10 left. And that is a 9.
9 box for Sears, a 117. We'll flash up the scores here. I'll go and play Inspector IT, I suppose. And we'll be right back with string number 15 in just a moment. Hi again, that's Travis Wallace up on lane 31 here on our featured coverage, Leda Lanes Easter Classic, live from here at Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire. I'm alongside Justin Scally. My name's Greg Gouillart, and this is Candlepin Bowling Network. Travis Wallace, consummate Kingswood bulletproof bowler. He's got the 10-pin standing with a blank in front.
Nico, for me, it's the Worlds, and it's not even close. You're on your feet all day for 4, 5, sometimes even 6 days.
Just because you're cheering the bunch on.
Right. You're not sitting down much. It absolutely drains you. There have been a lot of years where it's taken me a full week to recover from bowling in that event.
Blank's good. Wallace is a starting spare.
Easter, usually it's only like 2 or 3 days. And that's even for someone like me who only gets 1 day off of rest, and then I get back to my Tuesday night league. People that bowl the next day after bowling this tournament, I will never understand that. Or the day before, for that matter.
Special kind of masochism, I suppose.
I suppose.
Scott Hodgson, our North Carolinian visitor who bowled the Easter Classic, just came here to make the pilgrimage. Bowled 35 strings over 3 days in preparation.
Damn. Okay.
I think he's doing okay, but I haven't checked in with him recently. Wallace to fill. He's got his head pin, and he's got nothing back from the pins. The fill is 4. Boy, it seems as though we're getting eagle punches all over the place. Could be the ball speed flagging and it just flattening up, but what a bit on this one. 3 and 2. Voice crack notwithstanding, the 2-pin did.
What a bit from Travis.
Kingswood has won multiple world championships as well. Well, let's get to 9 boxes, 23 through 2.
Yeah, different iteration of that Kingswood squad.
Some crossover, but not nearly all.
Yeah, the core of that group that won the 3 titles basically split up. You get some are still on Kingswood, and then the rest of them are over on the Moncton Outlaw Rides team.
Right.
That's where Calvin and that's where Calvin went.
This is on the head pin as well. 10 tips for Travis, and he's got the 4-pin only.
Chris McGrady winning titles with both with 2 teams because he was on that A+ squad for a little while. Oh, Devin Brooks is Canadian. Okay.
Single pin. No, just to the right of it. You see the disappointment. We'll look for the result on 14 of 20. We'll get them on screen as soon as Leda Lanes has it available. They've done a great job overall with getting these score updates.
Yep. Larry, not much we can do with the freeze-ups. Too many people on the network.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is what it is. At this literal instant, it's fine, but I regret there's only so much I can do. But I'm looking forward to getting this back on YouTube later. Yeah.
Yeah, 27% drop frames. Yeah, that is not good.
Yeah.
To say the least. 4 or 5%. 4 or 5%, you're okay. You don't want to see. Never want to see that much. But
that's 4 horsemen left side.
Dealing with the hand we're dealt.
Could do yet another thing, which is drop this even further. This is a little. This is quite a little bit, but we'll see how it goes. 4 horsemen.
Got it.
There's spare. Great shot by Travis Wallace.
That does not go that cleanly that often.
42 in a ball. And another look.
All right, 35%. That's better. 31%. Okay.
Getting down there. So I'm trying to play nice with the router. Please, please, I don't want much. Please, sir. Travis Wallace's second mark. Misses the head pin, gets it on the second ball. That's the most important one. That's a crushed head pin by Devin Brooks on the other side.
Yeah, he sits down 50 and a half. 50 plus 2.
That's it.
Yep. Get 2 marks in that half, both strikes.
This gets away, though, just a 2-fill. Endurance format that breaks down even the best. Only one will prevail. Travis gets back in there, but Wallace has just the 7-pin staring back.
expect that ball to bounce to the 10. I thought it was too deep, but he gets it.
Found a way somehow. And now over to Chris Ryder. Only Canadian Pro Series member as of this year. Did not make the playoffs, unfortunately, but in his mind, it was just the best time to do it. When else could he do it? He couldn't be sure. Pro Series, a monthly series of events across multiple bowling centers and multiple formats. Ryder's got a strike, and he's showing us how to get it done at Leda lanes again. Singles world champion off to the perfect start.
That semifinal match with I think he bowled Calvin, if I remember correctly. Calvin locked that out. That semifinal match that had to go the whole second string was phenomenal.
That was to the well, Locke versus Ryder was the finals. I know that much for sure.
Yeah. Oh, right, that is correct.
Had to throw that last ball. I mean, he needed just one pin at the end, but Locke challenged him every step of the way.
That's right. I think it was
Calvin's other greatest what if was again Blake Doucette. That double strike Calvin threw and then dumped 2 on it.
That's right. He was the unfortunate runner-up 2 years in a row.
Blake Doucette was the champion that time. A double world champion in a sense.
Yeah, Blake pulled the double. He's now a member of that A+ squad, and they ended up winning the title that year.
Begs a question, is Josh Daly arguably a double world's champion, being a men's world's champion and a mixed world's champion? It depends on how you rank the tournaments, I suppose, but he has won both of those in the past season.
That is true. He does hold, his teams do both hold the title, so I guess you could say that.
In another manner of speaking. Yeah. 7 fill, 9 bucks for Ryder. He's 26 through 2. I know 500 kilobits a second is not going to be a lot of quality here, but it's either that or the alternative, and I figured here's your alternative. Well, not the alternative. I'm going with plan A, gosh darn it. Wonder if Paul Grant's figured out a way to make my power pack work. So far, so good. The trials and tribulations of live streaming, in his words. He's live on YouTube. Michelle Atherton, fingers crossed, should be live on Facebook as well. That's in there and 5-9.
And that was not in a good spot.
Blows down the castle walls. If it goes deeper, maybe he can access the 5-9. That's a big question.
Well,
let's see. Has the angle for it, maybe, but it does deflect off the wood.
He's trying to go right in that. I think I've been trying to go in the middle of that piece a little bit, see if the ball could jump and take out both the 5 and the 9, but not quite high enough.
What an interesting one. Scores a 10 on this one, and another look at why this didn't quite go. Yep. Off the right cap. And there we go. 36 through 3. Yeah. Hard to imagine, I suppose. What in the world would he do? High cap and spin it in, I suppose, if you had to do it again? Seemed like a reasonable play on it, mind you.
That's probably your best odds.
If you had to do that exact
go way up high and snap it right in there.
This one's 10 on the plate. 9 spills into the 5, and Ryder has another strike.
Yep. Same Brooklyn side hit, but got them all down this time.
46 plus 2. Coming up next, Nick Zuffalato. He's been in and out of the top 5. Looking for some way back in. What about the possibility of a women's only 20 stringer? If there was enough demand for it, I think I love the notion of it.
I'm just not sure the demand is there for it.
That's literally it, because I like the notion of it.
Yeah, it just seems like that not many of the women bowlers want to bowl single stuff.
But as we've also seen, not everyone who bowls the Easter Classic is a pro.
Correct.
So the 20 stringer is an atmosphere unto itself. Would you like to give it a go as well? That's the question. Ryder's going to give this 1-2-4 a go, still filling a strike. His fill is a good one. It's 10.
2 in a row for Ryder. He sits down 66 on a ball.
Getting it done, a 3-mark half as the scores have just dropped here, and Freshie steps on up. Still in 6th place, we now know, as Tim Hazert is now 35 pins ahead of Aaron Fontaine. That was literally a 1-pin gain by Fontaine in that last string. It still remains Daly, Baker, and Waters. We'll get the margins on screen in just a moment.
Yeah, 3 through 6 now separated by only 22 pins.
Would you hold that a moment?
Sure thing.
My good man. As we've seen Nick Cefallato step up. He's won a couple of Pro Series events.
Yep, he won the Skins event this past year.
And I'll take this down and update. Hazard, Fontaine, Daly, Baker, and Waters. So literally the order is exactly the same, 1 through 5. 1869, 1834. This is still spilling. I think Freshie washed out that head pin, so it'll be a 4-7-9, not technically a head pin.
Right. He had like he had the Caleri left, and then the head and the 3-pin fell late. We got a piece of wood rolling there. Still got a chance, and it's going to go right to the left.
We saw a very, very, very slow strike. I believe it was Chris Merrill's earlier. It finally happened. A pin finally rolled off over the plate edge. And after a good 30 seconds of waiting, there you had it. Feel free to pass that over to Paul if you get a chance, Justin.
Yep, I will do that. 8th. Nope.
One ball to go still.
Yep, Fresh still has 1 ball to go. He plucked out just a 4. Yeah, there's an $8. All right, so let's see.
Captain of Team Metro Bowl in the Friday Night Pro League.
Yep, that is correct. So we got a battle brewing down in the last bunch of caching spots as well. So speaking of another multiple-time world champion, we got Jerry Dunn sitting in 10th at 1707. 10th to 15th is currently separated by 13 pins. In that range, you got Jerry, Nick Norcross, Tim Douglas, Matt Harnett, Austin Barnes, who currently holds the last caching spot, then Nick Leach just on the outside, 6 pins behind.
Cefallato to 3, 5, and 9.
So got some clusters forming in the standings.
All right, so 35 pins. Daly still remaining the 79 back. But it looks increasingly like a Hazard-Fontaine showdown at the end.
It is certainly looking that way.
And it's good. Nice shot for a spare.
Nice shot there for Freshie.
Side saddle triangle goes as 1. 18 and a ball through 2.
Got a nice assist from that piece of wood right there, locked in on that 5-pin. So in between Freshie and Jerry Dunn in 10th, you also got Jeff Surratt's climbed up to 7th place, followed by Kevin Davis and Chris Bovair. We got 3 former champions right there. Kevin Davis just coming back this year after taking a couple years off.
So many world champions, or Easter Classic champions, well, world champions too, but Easter Classic champions more pertinently continue to be in these caching positions. Dropping 9 is Freshie on this one, and he's got 27 through 2. It's such a common nickname for him that he's actually appeared that way on the official score sheet, Freshie Cefallato.
Yep.
The government does not call him that, but we do. On the 8-pin. No, just a board to the left.
I don't know of anyone that calls him Nick outside of his family and his wife.
And here I am. And 10.
Yep.
$37 through 3.
Yeah, Craig Paul's not restricted by a cable, but he's got a couple. He is covering the leader, which I think might be the most important thing at this point.
Right, hovering over Tim Hazard's lane right now. He's on YouTube as well, Candlepin Bowling Network. Michelle Atherton on Facebook. We'll see what she eventually decides to do. If she sticks with her lane or tries to follow along as well. Down goes this 3-pin, and Freshie's got a chance here at the 4-7.
The only problem for Paul is his stuff's up on a table, and it's a little hard for him to move stuff around, so he might be stuck where he is. But stay tuned. You never know with him.
We'll see. Tim Hazard will go across, of course, at some point. Zavalato's try on the cap. No, jumped around the 4-pin. Tough miss there. He'll take 10.
Oh, yeah, that is a tough miss.
Thank you to everyone who's watched here. Please do like the video. I know we've had a lot of in and out nonsense here, but appreciate you getting the word out here about the Easter Classic, an annual tradition here at Leda Lanes in Nashua. Everyone says Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire. I mean, Dick Lutz said it that way for many a year on Candlepin Stars and Strikes.
Yes, he did.
Such an instinct at this point. Out goes 9 for Freshie on this one.
Well, got a little break there.
Or he didn't hit that head pin, did he?
No, he did not hit that head pin.
Take that away. Take that little white dot away in the middle.
Did not. I'm going to plow that right back.
Let's hope it stays an annual.
Yep.
I have a feeling that's a spare, of course. 57 and a ball through 2.
Hearing some rumblings that Boutwell's might be interested in potentially taking it around. I've heard that from at least one person. So.
And Boutwell's, I forget their lane count, but they have 2 sides of the house as well.
24, 12 each.
That's a solid number. I mean, Leda Lanes is 36, but
right.
Still, you know.
You got to wonder. 24
is not nothing.
And I can't speak for them, obviously, but I almost got to wonder if whoever takes it on, like, maybe willing to make this a 2-day event, both Saturday or Sunday.
Well, especially if you
don't
have to tether it to Easter in particular. There has been that discussion of does it have to be on this holiday? But of course, the tradition of the tournament was to get bowlers in here during Easter. That was Ray Simino's master plan all along.
Right.
And it's worked to perfection in the year 2025.
Yeah, Nico, Academy could do it. I'm not sure they would.
Goodness knows they have the lanes, 44 worth, although it would be across 2 different houses. Maybe they would just use the blue room if and only if they accepted.
Well, yeah, that would be the problem with Academy is all 3 of those rooms fall differently. You can't do a tournament like this in that house.
We've seen
unless you're just going to use the middle room, but then again you'd have to restrict it.
You viewers see the masking units, of course, the red, the blue, and the green, and indeed the pinfall does vary. That's a 9 for Wallace out of that split.
I know for a fact at least one of their Sunday night leagues is bowling tonight, so I'll be matter of if they wanted to cancel their existing stuff just to host the tournament. Okay, I see Justin Waters at 65 and a ball at the half. We're on lane 28.
There's a lot to make up here, but this is the 6th to last string. Travis Wallace off the wall around the 2-pin. Settle wood. Settles somewhere, not in the gutter. Heavens. There it goes. 4-1 split.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that.
Yeah. But I feel like the demand for a 20-string tournament will be there somehow.
Yeah.
What form that takes is a big question mark.
Yes. Sorry, Greg.
And, of course, Leda Lanes is not necessarily gone. They will not be here in the future. But they're not done for at all yet.
Right, that is correct.
There's uncertainty, but still.
So
Wallace has a 9 box.
Yeah. So my Boutwell's comment, now notwithstanding, it wouldn't make it. It's not gonna matter if Leda manages to get revived in another location.
In which case, it makes sense.
Correct.
I remember when the Easter Classic really took off in popularity. Others tried to have that 20-string format, but none actually got the turnout for it.
They even the Triple Crown series that they tried to run here for a little bit. They
5, 10, 20.
Right, 5, 10, 20, and the 20 just didn't get the turnout that they were hoping for.
So they made
but I think it's
5, 10, 15. They made it then.
Right, and then I think they ended up doing away with it. But yeah, I think with this format, I think there really should only be one. I think you lose the novelty a little bit when you have multiple events.
All right, nice leave here for Wallace, and a piece of wood disappearing out there.
I think he's okay though. You can play
Throws it left to right, though, so that 6'9" pocket is restricted, and he's missed it.
Yeah, that's like right-handed. That's like, well, I can't say that because he's a right-hander, but that would be like me shooting at the 4-8 because I got your traditional right to left spin. He's got the left to right spin, so kind of the same. He's got the lefty spin.
Another straight 9. The wood is not always a gimme in this game. In case you thought, I saw someone say like, "Oh, thank goodness you get to play the wood in case you're bad." No. Yes, sometimes it gives you a nice little candy bar in front of a single, but other times it drives you crazy trying to get your way around it.
Like the old adage about the Green Monster at Fenway Park: "The wood taketh, and the wood taketh away."
Yep.
The wall taketh, and the wall taketh away. That is for sure.
3-6-10, again annoying piece of wood, but this time Travis should have a clear path to it.
He definitely has a clear path at it.
Does?
Yep.
Yes, he does.
Didn't even touch either piece of wood.
And a good bowler like him, pinpoint accuracy, he's 91 in a ball through 9. He had a 1544 coming into this 15th string, so 1544 through 4. That's about a 110 average. 110.1 even. I'm not sure about the sig fig. Why did I add the extra sig fig? Significant figure. Spare fill is a good one, I thought. Hey, 7's fine. We take those.
Yep, that is a good fill.
And a triangle.
I was looking at that packet of 5 there, and a 9 and 10 thankfully carried late.
Triangle number 3.
3-5-6. No.
Just wanted to get it a little more out there.
Oh, yes, that's right. They did have one up at Avon Valley. I forgot about that one. That's a good point.
Avon Valley. Sorry. Gwinnell Dugay's been on my case about that one. Yes. I'm not allowed to get that wrong anymore.
Yep. It is Avon Valley.
Candlepin Bowling Network is contractually obligated to get that bowling center's name correct.
Yes, it is Avon Valley up in Nova Scotia. That is correct. Not to be confused with Avon, Massachusetts.
Right. That's our excuse. It's a pretty reasonable one, but
yes.
There you go. Chris Ryder on 66 and a ball at this half.
Yep. Looks like he's waiting for Aaron to get up on the lane, and there he goes.
Will he do as well as the Ottawa Senators whose logo he bears, and is that a blessing or a curse? Well, he's gotten a championship trophy sooner than the Sens, of course, winning the World Singles last year. This Bruins fan is miserable and is just looking for any excuse to fling spitballs.
Yeah.
2-pin into the 4-pin. Oh, the Leafs are winning? Okay, I'll stop talking about them. 1-7, 9 and 10. Blew out the middle rows. The fill is 6. Mr. Longshoreman, good to see you.
Hello there. I had to step in for a few strings anyway.
Careful, don't hurt it.
Oh, yeah, don't hurt him, that's right. Just nicked the head pin on the way by.
That's a Rob Stone skinny jeans moment.
That is a skinny jeans from him, absolutely.
Skinny jeans, Randy, skinny jeans. 7, 9, 10 with a plank.
I don't want the PBA as much as I used to, but he definitely adds a little flair when he's on.
I like it.
Yeah, not too bad.
8 box.
And again, thanks for letting me jump in for the few strings that I'm going to be around. I'm going to take off after this one.
Ton of fun to have you.
Yeah.
Hopefully you get home safely.
Yeah, I don't have too far to go. I got about a half-hour drive home.
I'll get home when I get home, of course.
Yep.
Travis Wallace was in 9th place last year. Chris Ryder, trying to remember if he's done this. Yes, he has, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Hasn't cashed yet.
Oh, yeah.
4 and 6.
He's done this a few times.
Yes, he has.
4 in a row. Okay, this is his 4th.
Gets better and better. 23-49 last year.
Yeah. Yeah, he's really jumped on the scene in the last couple of years at the international level. Look at this.
Across it goes, over, cuts the wood. Unbelievably, the 4-pin stays put.
Too good.
Goodness gracious, that was almost a dandy. Told you the wood wasn't easy. We'll take a 9 on that and another look at this crazy bid on the 4-6.
Yeah, he did what he needed to do.
What do you want? More left on that? Good grief. Hard to know for sure anyway.
Maybe. I'm not sure whether it's a little left or a little right, but you definitely needed to get that snap.
4, 6, and 7. Good to see you, Adam Melanson.
Hey.
And Jerry Dunn's been the highest up Canadian on the leaderboard so far.
Strike for Kevin Gratton, speaking of Canadians.
And off the wood.
Yep, Jerry is the high Canadian to this point. I think he's been pretty much hanging up there all day in the vicinity of that top 10.
May not break through. Tim Hazard and Aaron Fontaine continuing their tightrope act. And don't count Josh Daly out, even though he's stagnated a little bit.
I don't remember whether it was last year or the year before, but I know Jerry didn't know it. Never used to come down for this one, but then all of a sudden he's come down the last couple of years. He actually cashed in his first appearance. I think it's just it's been the last 3.
The last 2 even. That's 2023 and 2024.
Okay, he didn't cash last year, but yeah, yep, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
He did cash his first year.
I don't know what it was, but really nice to be streaming and then suddenly see the tournament explode like this. This correlation, causation, who knows, but it's a pleasure to see this sell-out tournament. 4-1. Oh, head pin full. Pin that. Chris Ryder suffering a little bit right now. The pins maybe getting a little sick of him after he ran them all over in the World Singles. He takes the 6-7 almost, and he gets a 7 box. Excuse me a sec, I need to take that back from you and note that there, and then give it back. Poking through the statistics here. You get that, yeah, there you go.
Yep, now I see what you're talking about, Adam.
Adam Melanson double cash 2022 and 2023 in 6th place. I remember that too. This one's head pin and around. Down go the 6-10, 3 and 5. Chris Ryder a chance to go into the 120s for the 4th mark. A few pins have gotten away, but he did get that 20 box to make up for it.
Yep. Always nice, Adam, when you can finish ahead of him on the leaderboard. Oh, there's Chris Ryder spares.
Marking in the 10th. 115 and a ball. Yeah, 5 of 7 Canadian NHL clubs in the playoffs this year. Good for them. I am bandwagoning Winnipeg, gonna be honest. Sorry, Jim Montgomery. I want to see Manitoba win one, finally. They've been through enough. 122 for Chris Ryder. And now over to Freshie. Nick Zuffalato on 57 and a ball.
Yeah. Oh, they did win. They'd end the President's Trophy curse as it is. Nobody's won it. And
yeah,
nobody's won it with that in a while.
Sure, you're the best, but you still got 15 other teams to deal with.
Right, and with hockey, that means absolutely nothing.
Just like it is in Candlepin, just like it is in hockey, seeding isn't everything. Freshie will set that towel down at the back of the approach as he always does and then take aim. That's a Central Park Lanes World Short recent acquisition. He was on Lucky Strike previously. I forget if there was one in between.
No, he went straight from Lucky to Central.
Gets his head pin on a spare fill, and it's 9. He's been on 66 at the half.
He's been on 4 or 5 different World's teams, I think. I don't remember the exact amount, but somewhere in that vicinity.
Central Park Lanes in East Boston, representing 3 Friday Night Pro League teams, including the previous champions.
We are bowling one of them this week.
That's a spare again.
Actually, we just bowled Central 2 this past Friday. Now we got the champs this week.
Justin Scally, captain of Academy 1.
That's right.
In the teal shirts.
Yes. Yes.
I had the inane question for him of what color is that shirt anyway, and there we go. Or blue-green, call it what you want. It's a nice shade.
Yep. We actually just clinched a playoff spot the other night.
And then Riverwalk took over Academy 2's colors, so Academy 2 responded by taking Academy 3's colors, and I'm thoroughly confused.
More or less. I still don't know why they felt the need to change the colors.
I like that gold on black, but that's just me. Yeah. Your mileage may vary, folks.
Yeah.
Another fill. Not quite on the head pin this time. Will either of you fall? You both will. 1, 7, and 8. 83 through 6. And does that plank connect both the 7 and the 8 for Zuffalato? Raises it up and curls it in. But he's missed the head pin, and the wood was covering. Chance missed. Freshy's in 6th place right now. Inherited a 1748, if I remember correctly, or maybe 1768.
I think it was 68, yeah.
Just 7 pins out, that's right. So while the math major remembers how to do math, Zuffalato racks up 93 through 7.
Let's see. Tim Hazer only 72 through 7. Josh Daly's gone over the other side of the house, so don't know what he's doing at the moment.
Yeah, it's annoying to see a few of the hot bowlers really wrap all the way around, but we're going to see some good finishes here nonetheless, culminating with the defending champion Austin Barnes in the 20th string.
Oh, what a ball from Freshy. Nice break.
That 5 pin is still wobbling by the by, but it will not go down.
And so Sean Baker only had a 117 and Justin Waters at a 125. So Freshy's got an opportunity here to pick up some ground. Right on it.
There it is, in the face for a spare.
Indeed.
4 marks. For those of you new to Candlepin notation, that red and green for the spares and strikes is just my coloring, but the triangles are standard American vertical notation. I've seen some Canadian score sheets where they take out the colored marker and go over their triangles and squares for the marks. And whether you have a diagonal descender from them is one thing or another that I never know.
Yeah, I think Canadians, they usually use like the traditional, like the 10-pin notations.
Something like that, but a half triangle is a spare. You know this, of course, and a square is a strike.
Right. Oh, no, only 3 fill.
Lowest one. At least he's had a couple of 9 fills to balance that out. More than. So still a couple of 10s, and Freshy can pin out 126. Such an effortless nickname. Like, Mr. Ayotte is always Jimbo. The government does not call him that, but we do. Same thing. And now the high-low Jacques, as we're calling it today, by special request from Angel and Tim.
That's right. A little fur ball of
Where
the same
is that
name.
good boy? He must be taking the biggest nap ever right now. Yeah. Both the world's, just a Leda Lane's mascot through basically at this point.
More or less. $7 for Freshy.
We've seen that 1-7-10 go already once today.
Oh, you have?
The classic jackpot shot. I like how Austin Barnes is bowling right next to Chris Bovair again. After Austin Barnes threw that last ball to clinch it last year, Chris Bovair was the first to embrace him. The two-time champion knew exactly how it felt for the youngster to get that victory. He's wearing a Lucky Strike shirt, incidentally.
Yep.
That's 9 down on the plate for Freshy.
9 drop. Yep.
And look where the plank sits.
Oh, my.
I mean, you could nitpick, but it...
Cap, right cap, that's where I would go.
That should cover, shouldn't it?
I don't know if low on that front piece would cover, but if that's me, I'm shooting at the right cap, right like over by the 10 pin.
Stands and delivers. Goes red line on the I would know. What would you have done, folks? Single pin, roadblocked, and Nick Zuffalato has a 9 box and a 122.
Oh, opportunity wasted, but he still stays north of 120. All right, let's take another look. And both pieces of wood went to the right.
And ball deflected,
Ball went, it got that extra little bounce you get with a double wood. It went high into the left.
All right. So 108, 122, and 122 for our featured lane. String number 16 getting started in just a moment. That's Troy Fournier wearing the Leda Lane's Mass H shirt with an American flag just to indicate that he is not one of the 2 Canadians, his lane mates.
Yep, that is correct. Greg,
I say in jest.
Yep, Greg, thanks for letting me hang around. I'm going to take off for the night.
Safe travel home, Mr. Scally. Thank you so much. This has been Justin Scally alongside me here. I'm Greg Gouillart on Candlepin Bowling Network. String 16 of 20 for us is getting started in just a moment. Be right back. And welcome back. Strength 16 of 20. That last name I haven't filled in is Troy Fourniers. Just getting to that as the restart was quicker than I expected. We prefer the pace of play, of course. The 1, 3, 6, and 9 for Brooks, which, if memory serves, should also be a Kingswood Bulletproof Bowler. Yes. Trying to remember if Chris Ryder convinced him to bowl a Pro Series event. I feel like it was more likely yes than no. Maybe it was O'Lindy's Quincy. I'm not 100%. Travis Wallace bowled that one that much in positive. 1-3 on the third ball. And a 9 box. Trying to seek some score updates, see if I could get ahead of the curve. As we see Devin Brooks take aim in the final quarter of play. 3, 4, 6, and 7. This is Candlepin Bowling Network. It looks like the video quality's gotten there a little bit. At least it's at a quality that we can consistently stream at. With apologies that it might be a little bit choppy, but still. Trying to slice that 3-pin across, not quite. 150 of you still here at this hour. Thank you so much. Please like the video if you haven't already on YouTube. And please subscribe as well. We greatly appreciate it. And keep in mind, of course, that we are live also elsewhere on YouTube with Paul Grant, as I believe he is following along with Tim Hazard's progress as best as he can with his roving little table. It's a bit potato quality, the stream, but at least it's a stream. So a stream should flow, and that's that. Brooks got on his head pin thin, 3-pin, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And at the risk of sounding like Jason Derulo, he's got a 5-1 split. This could ramp across, especially if he gets on the right side of the 3-pin, I reckon. We'll see. He does have that cross-lane ball. He gets on the right side of the 3, and it does not go. Neither the 5 nor the 10. We'll want to see that one in just a second. Who will be the new Easter Classic champion? It's likely to be a new person. Even though Sean Baker is hanging around in 4th place, don't count him out just yet. He does have time to make a run. But as it stands, Tim Hazer 35 pins ahead of Aaron Fontaine. That appears to be the 1-2 battle. I was a robot earlier. That is mediocre. That's headpin. That is 3 and 7 for the powerful ball of Brooks. His 3rd split, however, as the pins continue to tighten up. Kevin Notburns has been alongside me here giving high single updates. Jimbo Ayot's 144, by our understanding, appears to be tops in the field. Across it comes. That's a spare and a beauty. 3 and 7 conversion off the wall for Devin Brooks. Take a look here. The wood ramps that wood violently off the wall and smashes it into that plank. Great shot. .35 in a ball on that split spare. His ball in there and a just reward. Strike on spare to sit down on. So Devin Brooks 55 plus 2, and it goes over to Kevin Gratton on Team 624, captained by Brian Bernatchez. Billy McClellan, Brad Stewart, Brent Roberts, David Duguay, and Yves Boudreau also there as on that team. Bit of a ball return log jam. We'll have to retrieve that before we restart. taking a look at the statistics here while we await that. For Devin Brooks, to my surprise, this is his first Easter Classic. Kevin Gratton has done this before, though. This is now his 8th Easter Classic, including all 4 of the most recent ones. And he's all the way up to 17th last year with a 23.55. He's gotten on this head pin. That looks effortless, how he just gently guides it into the head pin. And he's got the 6 and 10. Nope, just to the left of the curtain this time. $4,200 US to the winner of this 20-string tournament. He'll take a 9 to begin, as the wood proved to be a block 8 anyway. That's Sean Baker in that lovely pink shirt you see. He'll be coming up on our coverage in a moment. It's John Winchell and John Zappi as well. One, 3, 9, and 10. I'm just looking to see if I saw what I think I saw. Isn't that interesting? On the backswing of Gratton, as we put his score sheet properly in view, there's that little extra wiggle as he goes all the way back with the ball. See if we notice that again. It's that little extra hand motion there as he takes a 9 box. Do you notice that as well? Just the hand flicks up. I find that quite interesting. Standings through 15 are not quite available just yet. We have it through 14, of course, as you see here. Waiting for some updates through 15, but haven't gotten any just yet. Sean Baker is back-to-back spares to begin his. Let's see, if he's on 1930 right now and he had 29, then he must be on 1901. So we got a. No, sorry. So he must have had a 117 last string if I do my math correctly. And I haven't nearly done my math correctly all the time. 1, 2, 10, come off the wall. No, it won't. 210, stares back at Kevin Gratton. He's got the moniker Iceman on the back of his shirt. And a 9 again. 3 9s in a row. Troy Fournier will be after this. That's true. There is some variance in some bowlers, depending on whether it's the third ball or not. After all, there may be fewer pins at stake on the third ball, but you also don't want to throw that one away. You do so at your own peril. 4 horsemen right side for Gratton. 102 bowlers enter, only 1 will prevail. Unless we have a tie, I suppose. I believe ties stand as is. There is no high single tiebreaker. We have had a money bubble cash, and how did that miss the 10 pin for Gratton? 10 pin stays put. Can't ride the rails, it's quad 9s. As the strings wear on and this game just gets tougher and tougher. Sean Baker to his left has won this tournament twice before. He knows how that is. Baker's on 45 through 3, if you're curious. You see his 4th box split right there. So after Ryder to his right, Gratton deals on 31. Gets his head pin, mixes sticks, 2 pin, bumped from behind, but it will not go forwards. One pin to get, and it's gone. So now a spare atop those 9s. 9s are fine, gives you something to build on. Maybe a bit funny, but that's a serious foundation to support that string, and now it's over to Troy Fournier. On the Leda Lanes Mass H team, whose full name I love but do not care to say on this network. Not that the FCC regulates it strictly, but still. But if you've ever seen a really bad driver out of Massachusetts, you know exactly the term I'm thinking of. Though, of course, Massachusetts has some of the best road safety statistics, just saying. 6-pin wood latches on. That should help out. A good 9-drop for Fournier to begin. Troy has done this tournament 8 times before, including in 2000. He spares to start. His best finish was in 2014 when he ended up in 17th place with a 24.11. Most recently, 19th place with a 23.51. Oh, yeah, Silicon Valley and their standards. That's right, I had to worry about that. Thanks for the heads up. On a spare fill on the 2-pin, 1, 3, 6, 7, 9. 15 to begin. Freshie to his right, started with a spare and then a 5 fill. Mixing pins in the back is Fournier, and he's got a 9 or 10. John Winchell to his left, you see, on lane 30. That's a 10. Troy Fournier has been a former contestant on Candlepins for Cancer. In fact, it was the stepladder out of Boutwell's Bowling Center, Concord, New Hampshire, which Sean Baker was also party to. Jay Simino won that one. Troy, no relation to Brian Fournier. He's got the 1, 5, 6, 9, and 10. Streams available on Facebook and YouTube. A second YouTube stream with Paul Grant. I think Bob Lee also joining in alongside. And Michelle Atherton on Facebook. Not sure where Michelle's at right now. Hopefully her stream's going well also. Hopefully she's not getting too tired from the 20 strings. Harder than it looks. That's a good shot and a spare. Nice 5-pin pickup for Fournier, and another look at this one as he stays pin perfect through the first 3. You see he gets on the head pin and the wood, bouncing off the wall, and it's really the power. Not too much to the accuracy, but really that extra wall kick that allowed him to take out that extra pin. To load again. Got his head pin this time. Wood sails in front of the 2-pin. 17 box brings him to 42. Troy Fournier had a 16.56 to this point. Off the wall in front of the 10. And a 10 box. Still all the pins, 52 through 4. One more time. Michelle's rocking Facebook. Awesome. I don't know if she's moved lanes necessarily, but maybe she'll do that towards the end, maybe not. Wherever she is doing just fine, I know. Actually, finally had the chance to meet her. I didn't recognize her face. I'm just so used to her voice from the main state coverage. I did not know what she looked like. Now I do. Just a half Worcester on this one. Fournier will have to work out of this one if he wants to keep his perfect game alive.
Printout, last string.
I don't have it. Half Worcester. Mixing out the middle. Uh-oh. It's the high-low Jacques. 1-7-10. Sounds good, Nico. We've gotten opportunities to see this. It'll be a little tricky to see Aaron Fontaine as he comes around, but still potential to see some of the top 5 action here. I didn't see Sean Baker right under my nose, of course. He's in 4th place going into this one as well. Fournier leaves some stick standings for the first time in the string, and now we get a look at the scores. 59 for Troy Fournier. Oh, heads it on, then we unmute. There we go. Hello, Kevin Burns. Long time no see.
Well, I saw that you had Justin Scally here, so I figured I'd
That's fair. He did do a good job.
Yeah, So judging from what I'm seeing here at the 14, Tim Hazer is still in first place.
Ooh, Brooks almost got a double.
Fontaine is in second place, so the difference is 35.
That is good table reading, yes.
Daly and Baker still have a legit shot. So I mean, there's still time. I mean, you got 4 strings left, so there's still time.
Getting a report of a Hazer at 128 being dropped. I assume that was 15th. No one could have completed that string by now, so I'm assuming that's in the 15th. No spare for Brooks as he gets a 9 fill, and now the 10 pin still stands, and he gets a 9 box.
So how was it working with Justin Scally for a little while?
Fine as always. Had a nice brunch with the family and then time to spend with us, just like I'm glad you folks out there have had time to spend with us as well here on Candlepin Bowling Network. Devin Brooks 17.25 through the first 15. That's north of a 110 average. His 7th box. Gets this head pin mixing around the 3 pin. That's it. Look how low he gets to the lanes.
Oh, yeah, he does get low.
Brooks in the zone, but not on the 3 pin.
He does get low, and I noticed that Travis Wallace is here, too.
Alongside both Kingswood Bulletproof team members in the men's worlds.
That'll be a 9 box.
Second time he's had a single escape him twice.
82 after
82 through 7.
Fontaine 107.
And Fontaine 107. I'm getting word of a Fontaine 107. Is that in string 15? Is that in 15 or? So Hazer 128, Fontaine 107. Therefore, Hazer has gained 21 more pins, and we expect the gap will be 56, folks. So we are waiting official confirmation, but we believe Hazer will be 56 pins over Fontaine.
And still time to go.
Absolutely. 3 and 2 split. Just on the 610.
Daly's got 85 and is on a double, I believe, right now. So he's making a run.
Daly's got a string heating up. He's on the other side of the house. Across the face of it. Brooks starting to struggle here. It's so easy to get in your own head, especially in string 16 of 20. Can be a lonely world out there if you're not careful.
And I can't speak for him. It does happen.
It's so easy to get dismayed in bowling if you are not careful. It's what you do next that matters. Previous champion John Zappi to his left. This is right back on the head pin, though, and a 2-8-10 split.
77 on the 77 and a half on the double? Half and a half on the double. Yes, sir. So it was the 47 strikers now? Got it.
There's a just missed, hits the object, but nothing doing.
So Daly was 47 through 3 and now has a double strike, so he has the chance to already be pin out of 140s without another mark, and we'll see how much higher he goes from there. So Daly is starting to make a run now. We were saying how long would it take, how long would it take? Scores just dropped, and Kevin, I'll let you have this one as we record a 9 box for Devin Brooks.
All right, at the 15, Tim Hazard is a 1996. Good year, by the way. Fontaine is at a 1941. Josh Daly is at a 1923. John Baker is at a 1901. One pin behind him is Justin Waters with a 1900.
So same 5 running order here. That goes. Outpost is down for Devin Brooks, and he spares in the 10th.
So we'll put those up so you guys can see.
Would you double check that, if you please, as we take another look at this? Nope. That's not how the replay machine works, Gregory. You can't do it that easily, but worth the look.
Oh, what
see
a
that
shot.
7-pin tip over.
What a shot.
Spare Phil just in time to have a look at this 8-pin drop. 116 for Devin Brooks. Look at those solid fills he has there. Never got a 10 box, but knows how to load up a mark.
You want to put the scores back up so that way I can verify?
I would love to. Devin Brooks 116. There we go.
Yep, you're dead on, bud.
Excellent. And we'll just take a look at the names as well.
Yeah, of course, that's going to go to...
So it turns out to be a 55-pin advantage for Hazard over Fontaine. And now over to Kevin Gratton. 46 and a ball at this half. That's 17:34 coming into this string. 17:34 through 15. That's a 9-pin and a half. Down it goes, strike. Thank goodness for that.
Delay a game.
Fix that one on the Cubica. That is a strike on spare. See if it got there. We get to see mostly this 9-pin taking its sweet old time, but eventually it gets over. 66 plus 2 through 6.
By the way, Paul has the updated sheet, so he's going to
Excellent.
let his stream know. So
In 6th place is Freshie. He's got 1890. He's 10 off. Gratton on a strike on the head pin. 3-6-10. Only Will Damon has doubled on our featured lane today. We've heard many words of many multi-strikes elsewhere, including Josh Daly just now working a double in his quest to move up the leaderboard. Through 15 strings, you see it there, top right.
and 4 more to go after this. All right, I'll be back later.
Have fun. Gratton to keep it going. Got into the 3-6-10, another mark. Just keeps getting better and better. 86 and a ball through 7 and a chance to go into the 120s now. Chris Bovair in 7th. Then goes Kevin Davis 8th, Jerry Dunn 9th, Jeff Surratt 10th, Nick Norcross 11th, Matt Harnett 12th, Tim Douglas 13th, Austin Barnes in 14th place, which is 9 pins in front of Nick Leach for the last cashing spot. Gratton to load. It is 6 more. 3, 5, 7, 9. 92 through 7. And a group post I owe to Nico Puhar. Puhar and Gouillart almost rhyme, except I've got the emphasis on the other syllable. Gouillart and Puhar. There we go. There you go, sir. Third ball looking to get the split. Can he convert it this time? Good out. 6 turns to 9. After the second ball gets away, the third ball a great recovery for Gratton. A long story tradition since 1989, including a lot of names we know from Channel 5, from Channel 50. And now, on our own humble little cameras, Another winner will hoist the trophy with Sean Howard, just like it was for many years with Ray Simino. The punch out to 2-8 on the left side for Grattan. Just into the 3-pin, at least he's got 6 more. 1 and 4 remain. Baker's filling a strike on the lane to his left. Headpin escapes the 4-pin, and it's a 110 through 9. Good string working for Grattan, especially if he can dump one more mark. 6 9-boxes of all things. What do you know? In the last frame, Kevin Grattan. Sabres out 3 pins. The 3, 5, and 8 go. 4 horsemen and 6, 9, 10. Coming up next, John Zappi, Sean Baker, and John Winchell. I know for a fact John Winchell would have wanted to win this tournament. Never say never. John Zappi and Sean Baker, 3 titles between them. Missing middle now for Grattan, the 1, 7, 9, and 10, as in the missing middle 2 rows. My name is Greg Gouillart, and this is Candlepin Bowling Network. Does it feel like I'm 75% finished? Yes, it does. It feels like just the right amount of time. And just the 9-pin out. That'll be a 7-box and a 117. Troy Fournier steps up now on a 59 half. At a 1666 half. 1666 coming into this, excuse me. Through 15 strings. So again, north of a 110 average. But quite clearly, it takes a lot more than that. And Tim Hazard, that's a 10-pin demolisher by Troy Fournier. One more time, if we may. 133 average. 5-pin kicked out from behind, like it has been a few times today. It's interesting. I don't usually see strikes go that way. Troy waiting for the machine to come down. He'll ring the doorbell again, and now the pin sweep obliges. Maybe he's going box for box with Zuffalato to his right. That might be as simple as that. Baker's on 101 through 8. Still looking for pins to push, and it just won't. His wife, Kim Baker, looks on. Fournier goes off the headpin just. Headpin's missing its backup dancers, the 1, 6, 7, and 10. On a strike fill, this is an interesting quandary, but you basically have to play the headpin here and hope for as much as you can, no? Nope. Nothing on the headpin, so the fill is 6. 15 over right now. Hazard versus Fontaine. Tim Hazard's getting basically stalked by Paul Grant. Just kidding. 6 fill, 6 box. A tough continuation. We've seen that a few times. The strike is not the end-all, be-all. And yeah, there is something to be said about the pin setter distracting your lane mate. One thing I've heard from another pro bowler is he believes you should reset as soon as possible, even though the social norm of the day is, don't do that. And, go 1 for 1 with your lane mate. But Otherwise I used to always hit the button, he says, unless it was the model E pin setter, like the ones you see at half of Exeter Lanes, Riverwalk Lanes, Ryan's Millis, Bolorama Sanford, the one where it really just whips down. Did I miss any? Did I say Ryan's Millis? I think I said them all. Outside on the head pin. And the 136, you see Fournier's disgust. Every pin matters. It does not matter how late in the evening we go. String 16 of 20 and still all to play for. A lot of pride on the line and an 8-box for Fournier. Leda's Mass H is captained by Chuck DeRozier's. Also has Matt Susi, John Blaze, Jeff Champagne, Nate Fontaine, Steve Kelly, and Cody 50. We'll actually see Steve Kelly in just a moment in a few strings time. This one's in there, and the 5-pin stands as the castle walls fall. So Fournier right back on the head stick where he needs to be. Sean Baker, I believe, ends up with a 128, if I'm not mistaken. Kinkman, gone. 99 in a ball for Fournier. So Baker throws 128. Has a chance to gain some if Daly throws under average, maybe pass a place. But still, a 5-stringer, you know, we watch 5-stringers all the time. That's the ACST. Anything can happen there. Why couldn't it here? We see 100-pin wins in that format all the time. Why can't anyone overtake even a 96-pin margin like Baker and Waters face? Fournier marks in the foundation frame. Now his fill on the head pin, 3-4-6. 7 fill, 106 through 9. His try. Maybe he was trying to hit the 3-pin off the wall. It's plausible. You hit it wildly off the wall, it could absolutely bulldoze both the 6 and the 4. Now the prudent 2-pinner. That's it. Oh, it went for a 10-box. Who knew? 116. It's pretty anyway. Have a look. 3, 4, and 6 by Troy Fournier. Grabs just the 1 extra pin, but who knows? There are the scores. Well, isn't that remarkably similar? 3 marks versus 3 marks versus 4 marks. Bowlers pick their lane mates, but it's an individual competition. Kevin Gratton, a couple of 20 boxes is how he arrived at that 117 figure. Isn't that interesting? I'm going to take a brief break here. I will be right back. Need a little bit of energy as we go into string number 17 of 20 in just a moment. We'll be right back here on Candlepin Bowling Network. Welcome back. String 17 of 20. Underway here live at Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire for Ray's Easter Classic. 4 strings to go. Here's a former champion of it, John Zappi, on lane number 31. And I'm thrilled to be joined alongside on the call by Kim Baker, as her husband Sean will be the second bowler on our featured lanes. Hello, Kim.
Hi, Greg. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. Make sure you raise the microphone here so that everyone can hear you as well. Whoop. Take your time with that.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that should be good. As long as we're hitting kind of the yellow, I'm kind of hitting the red as well, but I'm just excited. That's me.
I'm kind of excited, too.
Yeah. Well, always the grind of this tournament, but yet we do it year after year, and people think, oh, I can't do another 10, but here we still are, as Zappi begins with an 8 on that tough split. We notate head pin hits, at least I do, in the middle of the string like that, a little S for split. That's how I'm doing it. This time around, we'll see.
Nice. Nice way to keep track of that stuff.
John Zappi, as we mentioned, a former champion.
I know John very
2009.
well. Sean bowls with John on Friday nights, and he also bowls in his Worlds team.
He's got the 1, 3, 6, and 8. Maria subs as well, which Sean Baker, of course, went across 2. And then, of course, on Team Hingham, last year's runner-up in the playoffs in the Friday Night Pro League.
Right. Oh, he just missed it on the outside.
So the 1, 3, and 6 still standing. You see Jeff Walsh to his left of Team USA. We'll see him in just a moment. And we'll look to get the standings through 16 as soon as we can.
That's a great 10 from John.
A perfect out on the third ball, and we tack it X in. Speaking of John Zappi, he's one of the reasons I have such a treasure trove of data here between his photocopies and Dottie Lawrick's index cards and Dave Barber's spreadsheet compilation here. Is it correct that he hasn't participated since 2019? That actually, I'm kind of surprised by that, to be honest. I thought he would have done it sometime more recently. He's got his head pin here, 37910.
Yeah, I know that John at this point was having he had some hip problems and injuries kept him 20 strings all along, marathon. And so being that this possibly could be the last one, it is the last one here at Leda.
In this building at the very least.
So he wanted to do this one.
Same reason too. I wasn't actually sure I was going to broadcast this one. You know, my family wants to see me as well every now and again. Fair is fair, but last one here, gotta make it out for this.
Gotta.
Off the cap,
what
a
a
shot and a spare. John Zappi, the 7, 9, and 10. And here comes my favorite part, the replay machine.
I love those caps, too. My eye always goes to those caps. And it's like, boom, all of them.
And he twirled it so beautifully as well. Zappi 28 in the ball through 3. He had a 1643 through 16 strings, just north of a 100 average.
There he goes. Up on the 2-pin, so.
We'll put 4 in that. Great to see the international turnout here. Of course, Candlepin, the game of Northeast North America, Northern New England, and Eastern Canada as well. His try outside.
Ah, nice shot outside.
And another dandy. And another replay. Why not?
Why not? That goes so pretty on the. It's so pretty. Look at that. Boom.
And he plays it where the 1-2 would be. That's his sweet spot. Perfect shot.
For any lefty, that is a nice shot, you know, because it's coming in at that angle.
Is Phil here on 31. Is on target, a little skinny mini on the head pin. It's the 3, 5, and 10, and the wood vanishes.
You just attack that 3-pin, you never know.
So the most exciting part is coming up in 1 frame's time, but for Zappi's try at this gettable split.
No, enough.
Still got the old white Lin's bowling shoes.
I started out with those Lin's.
Once upon a time, huh?
Uh-huh.
$7.56 at the half. They're stylish, that's for sure. If only there was some way to like bring it back.
Well,
It's like Keds for bowling.
Right. It's tough because with those old style of Lins, there's no hard. It's for left and right foot people.
Yeah.
So there's no like, the slide has to be on the foot that you're doing, and it's nice to have your takeoff be a little sticky versus a complete slide. And here's Sean Baker. Oh, I think I know him.
Who?
Sean Baker.
Oh, that's nice. that's pretty good, honestly. He's got the 3-6-10, two-time Easter Classic champion.
Yes, he won it in 99 and 05, I believe.
You are correct.
Yeah. He's pretty good. I might be a little biased.
3-6-10, drive it through. He goes left to right.
A little full on that.
Maybe hit too much of the red line on that one. I gotta say, that pink shirt is fetching. Is it any coordination with yours I see there? It's got a great message that I can't say, but I think it's a wonderful one.
Yeah, so it is breast cancer ribbons.
Yeah.
And it is bras, if you want to put it that like that. And he is wearing that for me.
Very nice. Oh, yeah, now I see it.
Yes.
Kind of forms like that little, like, it's like Claire's logo almost, that like weird diamond. They call them hypocycloids, but anyway.
Some people said, oh, I like your flamingo shirt. But if you look close, it's bras with the breast cancer ribbon in the middle.
I don't think that quite makes him a bra mannequin, but here he is on lane 31, 4 horsemen and a 7.
So he needs to run that down and kick it over. So really, I want to give a shout out to my brother-in-law and my sister out in Arizona watching this right now.
Their names?
Bev and Tom Barrett.
Hello, Bev and Tom. Especially if you're tuning in right now, shout out to you either way.
So from Arizona all the way, watching Candlepin bowling.
At this hour.
At this hour.
But like I said, you folks want to watch bowling today, you can. It does not matter when.
Exactly.
Sean's waiting for the action on the lane over. This is his 26th Easter Classic, which I believe, if I understand it correctly, I believe that is second most to Craig Holbrook.
Really? I did not know that.
Holbrook has been in 29, if the stat is accurate.
Oh, he missed that way outside.
Lost the range every now and again. Sean Baker, of course, also 264 at the Pro Series final, a 132 average for the two strings. No good against Aaron Fontaine.
No, that was a crazy match, too. That was so good.
And so harsh as well. I mean, a lot of people might remember the mark he missed in that 19th of 20 boxes. But,
oh, the head pin?
Yes, that's right. Head pin twice, that's right. You know, I have my politically correct ways of phrasing it, but you know.
Yeah, and Aaron had that great shot with the 2 and the 1, and the ball came down and got the 1, and, you know.
Dialed as well. Tom Olsta, heir apparent, mayhaps.
It's a crazy game.
He currently sits second in Easter Classic standings, now a little more distantly behind Tim Hazert. As of last check, we do not have string 16 results as of yet. I'll check my phone just in case I got any details while we watch this third frame. Baker got it.
What a ball.
Maybe. Plank will sit in front of the 8, if not take it.
Man, this guy used to throw strikes all the time.
We saw it on Channel 50 Stars and Strikes as well.
I've seen him. I've been here probably for...
All the lighting equipment's up there over 33 and 34 still.
I've been here about 6 strings, I think, and I see 1 strike. But I've seen like 10 9-pin drops.
Well, pins might be tightening up a bit. That's trivial for him. 28 and a ball through 3. It did twirl and rise up a bit, but the Candlepins are tall enough. They'll take that. Nice shot by Waters.
Yeah, I was
to his
just going
left.
to say, that's a nice shot from Waters.
4 horsemen and 10.
Who is, well, as of the through 15 strings, he was only 1 pin behind Sean.
Yeah. It's Justin Waters' first Easter Classic, which is going to come to as a surprise to many, but he just hasn't had the chance until now. He'd been bowling many years at a Fairway Sports World native before switching over to Ryan's Millis. And there you go.
He missed the head pin again. But that's okay. He can take out the head pin now and grab the spare.
137, especially with that little bit of a ramp there. I'm supposing the wood isn't really that helpful.
It's
but
not really in play, but at least it's give you.
My favorite stat of you two is the fact that you both came second place at the Olindy's Pro Series stop. That was a delightful coincidence.
And we won the high single on the same string, each of us.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a
That's
spare.
a great shot.
Twirly bird, 1 into the 7. It does go. Back to back.
Yeah, that was a fun tournament. Oh, and Wada's got his.
And Olindy's Quincy. Holy smokes. We haven't been in that place like I haven't been. And many bowlers maybe said, oh, it's like my first time in years.
I had never bowled there ever.
But what an interesting place. I think, there's a good billiard hall group as well. I mean, Leda Lane's advertised as a billiard hall as well. They've got a few pool tables of their own here among this arcade. And hang on to that Star Wars pinball machine.
Oh, drop it. Okay.
Yeah, 6-pin gets over at the last moment. I'm sorry to my wife, I cannot distinguish the two franchises. 7-pin. Basic rule of Candlepin, must avoid the plank and the gutter.
Another 9-pin drop for Baker.
Strikes do happen. We've only seen one double on this featured lane from Will Damon. That looks fair
there,
and a spare to me.
it.
3 straight spares for Sean Baker, 64 in a ball.
There we go.
As maybe, just maybe, there's still a chance here. He does still have the racetrack, as we still don't know 16's results. And now we move over to John Winchell. Leda Lane staff calculating this as furiously as they can. Will give you any updates as much as they can. Aaron Fontaine live on the Facebook stream, it would seem at the moment. Yes, Michelle Atherton's stationed very strategically over there. That's good to see. John Winchell, another Channel 50 legend in his right, has the 478. Zappy has appeared on the show as well, if memory serves.
I believe so. And then yet they all bowl together at the Worlds.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and the Friday Night League.
7-man cluster for Winchell again, and the kingpin was surrounded by
What
two
a nice
pieces
bid.
of wood.
Oh, and Brian Fuller on lane 30. He is on the team, on the Worlds team as well.
Maria subs, yes. That's off the plank, and it'll be a 9. Jeff Walsh just in. Sorry, I've lost my mind here.
John.
Yeah. Jeff Walsh, Justin Waters, and Brian Fuller Jr.
On 30, yes.
4 pins taken out for Winchell on this first ball. Sorry, Dave Chestercove, you're getting name dropped a lot here, but your favorite Leaf has returned once again. Where are the New England Candlepins episodes? For heaven's sake, there's like 2 ladders in the can. Franklin TV, please. Even Bowling for Scholars is lapping you right now. I mean, to be fair, Pete Royce does a great job on that show as well. Still filming it out of spare time. And that 1-3 in front tips the 4. That's it. Thank you so much, Lexi. The Leda Lane staff has been so good. They got another score drop for us here.
Nice.
And we see that we have $7 for Winchell I need to put on the board right now. And Tim Hazert now 27 pins out in front, if I see correctly.
Yeah, Tim has a 2109, and Josh Daly has a 2082.
Ooh.
And Aaron Fontaine has a 2047.
Daly second.
And then Sean Baker has a 2029. And Justin Waters has a 2013.
Winchell trying to go cross lane at this 6-pin lead. Yes.
Got it.
The Exeter Lanes bowler solid as ever, 26 in a ball through 3.
And Freshy's right behind with a 2001.
All right, I'll punch this into the number machine right now. It's literally just me punching the numbers in. There's no formulas on this page. Well, actually, no, there are points behind as well. And Winchell will step up to fill here. Sean Baker in 4th place. That's still the same.
Same.
Winchell, spare fill, 8 pins. Yes, he wilted another one.
He's got a little 2-pinner on the left.
I'll fill this in just a moment. I'm multitasking a bit at the moment for you fine folks so that we can get the scores on screen. And the spare converted. So John Winchell, one time we actually saw him in the 20th string, and that proved consequential. He tied for the last cashing spot with Jeff Surratt, and they had to split the money in the last cashing spot's envelope. Sorry, Kim, I made you listen to 2 conversations at once there.
That's all right. John kind of hurt himself the last couple balls he threw.
Freshie, Bovair, Surratt, Norcross, and Davis are 6 through 10. Zuffalato, Bovair, Surratt, Norcross, and Davis. Followed by Dunn, Harnett, Douglas, Fuller Jr., and Barnes, our defending champion, just out of the money at the current moment. But only by 3 pins. And we're going to see him last.
A strike from Fuller on the lane 30.
8 pins dumped for Winchell. His string continuing to hum along. 52 in a ball. His try on the cap. It
nice
goes
shot.
anyway. Great work there by John Winchell and a 62 half. He threw a 169 on the first year I did Leda Lane's Easter Classic streams as well. So 62 in a ball. Quick little peek here at the scores as they stand. Baker and Winchell on marks and the chance for 70 halves. As we move back over to John Zappi. Let me share this score sheet with you folks as well. So there we have it. Josh Daly 27 pins back. He has roared back with a 159 in the 16th and 133 in the 15th. Follow along with our other streams as well. We're stalking the winners on the other streams, and we'll probably have the chance to do similar, just like we did with Calvin Locke a couple years ago as well.
Yeah, I think Paul went over to watch Tim.
Yes, he's been following Tim
And we
Hazer a
got
while.
Michelle over with Aaron.
That's right. So Paul Grant is on YouTube following Tim Hazert, and then Josh Daly would be in the same area if memory serves. And then Michelle Atherton is stationed at the arcade over there and is following Aaron Fontaine. Aaron Fontaine came 3rd last year. He's 3rd now. Daly came 4th last year. He's 2nd now. John Zappi mixes out the 6 and the 10.
Just off the head pin, so he's got the 1-3 to go.
Sounds good.
Little bunny for Easter.
As long as it's bringing the Cadbury eggs, I don't mind.
He
full
picked
on
it clean.
Trying to pull up John Zappi's stats right now. 3rd ball, collects the 10. This is Zappi's 19th Easter Classic. His best finish, of course, 2009 in 1st place. He has also been in the top 10 a combined total of 8 times.
Wow.
In that span. As recently as 2016 when he came 5th with a 24.88. Here comes box number 7. It's on the head pin, a 3-2 split.
Gotta kick that over.
A very nice gentleman, John Zappi is, especially when Bob Lee, for some reason, texted me his grocery list while we were shopping for our world's lodging, and for some reason included John in it for no reason. Bob, I'm in bed. Yeah, it's understandable. Nothing doing on the 2nd ball. It needs an out here on this 3-2 split.
John is fabulous. I really love him and his wife.
Eight box there. It's a good 3rd ball. You get the pins on the right-hand side. Be up a little more. Fontaine 73 half.
Up to 5.
Okay.
Here we come.
That's 23 over already. He'll need a little more to overtake Daly, but he's on pace for it right now.
That's Sean's money match partner.
Right.
And that's the one that beat him in the Pro Series playoffs. He's such a good bowler.
Oh, cruel fate. I remember when Josh Daly had perforce had to turn. Look at these pins still mixed, by the way. 2-force there. And Josh Daly had to turn on his doubles partner, Jimbo Ayotte, when he won the doubles with him in the Pro Series. And then the very next event had to compete against him in the singles in one of the knockout rounds. I think Daly got the better of him, but I may be mistaken. But I think that's true because Daly went on to win that event, and I think it was here at Leda, if memory serves. Zappy 82 through 8. Josh Daly and Madison Riva, bowlers of the year in the Pro Series for the highest regular season points total. His ninth. Good head pin hit. A diamond. Haven't seen that in a while.
Don't we all hate the diamond?
Those,
Oh, I like it on my finger, but not up there at the bowling alley.
yeah, there's a time and a place. I'm a bridge player. Diamonds are mediocre in that sense, too. Oh, you got that. Thank you. Oh, just on the 5-pin. We all agree we have to be on the front one, but still. There's that 10.
So I'm very curious because Sean came off the alley the last half and said he hurt himself.
Oh,
So I'm curious to see how he comes up. I thought John was done. But I'm curious to see if he can go.
here's hoping. I think nobody had a DNF in the last, did not finish
Oh,
in
he'll
the
finish.
last year. Yeah,
He'll finish.
that will happen. 3, 6, and 7 for Zappy.
I mean, Tiger Bomb is a wonderful thing. This episode brought to you by Tiger Bomb.
I'm still looking for sponsorship opportunities. We'll see.
Daly's got a 57.5, we've been told.
Okay. So that's not bad. So Fontaine gained 16 on him. So Daly's still holding him off. Tip 7-pin, thank you. That's a 9-box. And a 101.
101 for John. He's holds his own.
Keying it in. Hopefully your levels are okay, Kim. Hopefully everyone can hear you just fine. I think so, just.
I hope so. I mean, there's a lot of times that I'm trying to stay in the yellow. I've been in the red.
Get in the zone. And then I set you up for that one and made you red line. My bad.
Wow.
Here's the man of the hour, Sean Baker. Well, at least as far as you're concerned. But
He's
hey,
the man of my many hours, every hour.
and in fairness, he has been top 5 a lot of the way, just continuing to show his brilliance on the lanes.
Yeah.
You know, one of my favorite things is that when we first started out Candlepins for Cancer on Candlepin Bowling Network specifically, Season 2, we invited Sean Baker to have a rematch of his Channel 50 Leda Lanes matchup with him versus Chris Sargent.
I remember that was there.
And then Baker made a ladder in his own right. So, you know, the past, present, and future of bowling merge so seamlessly, especially when it's one guy.
You know, he's been bowling.
Rolling in front.
He's been bowling. I mean, since he was like yay high, little kid. His mom used to bring him to the bowling alley.
Kim motioning by her waist.
But bowling professionally since he's been able to bowl professionally, and has I don't even know how many TV pairs. I think it's like 54, if I'm not mistaken.
And if he's kept track as well.
I know that his high is a 213. I know that his high 5 is a 713, maybe. I'm throwing these
700-ish
numbers
as far
out
as you're
there.
concerned. Half Worcester.
I know he's right behind Alfie Johnson for the high 10.
Right.
And he threw a 117 during that 10, and could have easily overtaken him, but he's like, I'm always thinking about that.
Ain't that the way? Laurie Rossetti's playing the bother, bother, bother game.
Yeah.
Back in there, speaking of Channel 50 stars, their dearest, Jeff Bugia, out in the field, Easter Classic as well.
Right. Jeff was on it. I just actually watched an episode with Jeff on it. I'm a little worried about his leg. But he will finish.
It's the leg, huh? We'll see if the leg work there is usually a pretty effortless looking glide anyway that he has. '87 through 7. That 3-mark chain gave him a 70.5. My name's Greg Gouillart. That's the voice of Kim Baker alongside me, alongside a lot of other rotating cast of characters here on Candlepin Bowling Network.
And I'm not biased at all.
No. We're just rooting against the pins, that's all.
Right.
Speaking of, thanks for nothing. 3-1 split.
He's going to kick this over. Just watch.
If anyone can, he can. Only difficulty is he does have more of a left to right break to his ball, so this 3-6 is trickier for him.
True story.
Not impossible, but he's into the 10 pin.
Yeah. He is better on the other side as far as cutting things over.
Every bowler has that natural break. A lot of bowlers have that left to right break. It's surprising, and a lot of the good ones, too. I wonder how that came about. And he does seem to be a little bit struggling out there.
Yeah, well, he came off after the first 5, and he said it's not good. And then he pointed to the back of his leg.
Especially if you put too much pressure on it if you're not careful.
Mm-hmm. So he might be a little tentative, and then he's now missing the head pin.
Because if you have that little bit of tension in the slide, and even Justin Waters, also visible on screen, mentioned this as well, it can really affect your timing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just the littlest of things can make the biggest of differences. Got a bundle of 6 here to blow up here. We call that the 6-pack. And he has got the wood moving. There's 2 pieces, in fact. Either of you? Oof. 7 pin alone. There's that 10.
There's the 10. All right, we've got to see 20 pins on the bottom here. At least 17 pins on the bottom, I think.
4 strings to go, including this one. Can he overtake for another position here?
So 213 was thrown at rollaway lanes and where?
Oh, yeah, this is... I haven't gotten the 17... but yeah, I got the standings, Nico. I'll get you the picture later. I'm sorry. I'm a little delayed here.
Thanks, Joshua, for letting me know that. I forgot where it was. Oh,
there
look
they
at that.
all
Woo!
go.
We got a strike for Baker.
There's that mark just in time. Take another gander at this one. Oh, it spilled out from behind.
Oh, yeah. It's a backdoor.
He'll
take it, though. He's thrown many 9 drops. That should have been strikes anyway.
First backdoor we've seen, actually. On this all day, so congratulations on that. 114 plus 2.
I wouldn't mind seeing a double here.
If it worked for Jenny Rowe, it'll work for him as well. Yo, I think that was a 410 cutover by J.J. Turigny. That was wild on lane 29. Back to 31. Waiting for Waters to deliver his, then he'll go as well.
Well, right, Nico, what leg problem? Well, he did
How about another? It's there.
Come on back. All right, so he's a really good triangle hitter. So I think I'm going to put him down for a 124.
Just tack the X on right now? Okay, Kim Baker's request.
No, well, I was way off.
Wait. Well, that's why God invented Control-Z. It's a 9-fill and a 1-2-3 for Sean Baker. Bringing him up to 21.52, which is 43 pins ahead of Tim Hazard until he bowls. If Tame Hazard had me substitute, Sean has a chance. As it stands, John Winchell has 3 straight marks, including this one to fill, just like Baker did. Now we're going to get what Paul Grant, excuse me, calls the Copycat Society. No, that's a strike on that spare.
Way to go, John. Way to deflect.
Well, I was bound to get one of these words over the entire course of the day wrong. I've probably gotten several dozen. Take a look at this one again. That was gone in a flash. 6-pin and the 7-pin kicked out. 82 plus 2. So Winchell continuing to find the head pin.
So my niece in Arizona just said, listening to Auntie Kim streaming.
Oh, good, good. Hello out there.
Hi.
She's
Aaron?
busy. Do you mind?
Hey, from Arizona. They're originally from here.
We are a very
obviously.
serious streaming channel here. Please do not interrupt. Half-West are looking for more sticks on the strike. Upgrades to 6 with this Winchell.
Yeah, 6 is not bad.
Yeah. He had the upturned hand. He's like, okay. Now a question of where to play this out ball. Straight at the head pin. He wishes, but unfortunately it'll go for a 6
now
box.
it's a 6 box.
That's a
not
lot of.
so good.
And then when bowlers do throw the strike, they don't know how to continue it. That's been a lot of bowlers today, honestly, where they just haven't gotten the continuation, and they end up with, in this case, 22 for the pair of boxes.
Well, I mean, this is a tough house. It's a tough house.
Which is incredible that Hazard continues to maintain a 130s average.
Exactly.
And the daily is somehow getting stronger as it goes. Winchell, 1, 2, 10.
It's the age. You know, when we get up there, over 50, it's tough to maintain.
But then you have Craig Holbrook, who just keeps succeeding anyway. Go figure. That's a
nice
spare.
shot, John.
5th mark of the string for John Winchell, a 1, 2, and 10 converted. I don't have time for this, Soda. I'll get to that later. 104 and a ball through 8. John Winchell's statistics, let me pull these up real quick as we watch him fill. He's bowled in a myriad of Easter Classics. This is his 22nd, in fact. His highest finish was in 2nd place in 2015 as he dumped 8 on this fill. It's a tournament he's always wanted to win one year. That year he got 2nd. He threw a 25-64, losing out to only Jeff Surratt.
That's a time Jeff had it 4 in a row, correct?
It was actually the one that wasn't consecutive of all that.
Jeez.
2010, 2011, 2012, 2013. Chris Bover, you're interrupting. 2015.
Chris on my mixed team.
That would be Bud Light 3.0, yes?
Well, actually, no, not this
Renamed?
year. Yes.
Do tell.
Yeah, well, it'll start with BL, but not Bud Light.
Uh-huh. So it starts with BU.
BL.
BL. Oh, I get it.
And then we're going a different route this
Blue
year.
Barracudas? No, I have no idea.
No, all of our last names begin with B or L.
Oh,
And it happens to fit Bud Light.
fantastic.
Right.
Down go the 6 and 10. 3, 4, 7. Ramps backing away, though. And now he's going to have to make a clean cut on this one for a spare.
Yeah, this is going to be tough. He's got to really go for the single over there and cut it over.
Full on it.
Too full.
So guaranteed a 130 string with that stick. And now 2 more to go.
Still a good string. So, 132.
Yes, it is. 2 more on the end. So that's split there. I got a note accordingly.
So I got, Nico said 142 for Aaron.
Wow, indeed. 142. So I'll take this 36th Easter Classic pen.
I got a pen too. What's the matter?
Dottie Larrock, bless you so much.
I
Don't
love
say bless your heart,
Dottie.
that's the opposite. 142 for Fontaine.
Dottie has been here every year.
Tim Hazer, 127. An incredible statistician for the game. Yes, Kim. And so Daly was on a 57 half.
So
Sean Baker we just saw with a 123.
and
I'm trying to squint. I think that's at Justin Waters 114, but I'm not 100% sure, in which case he would fall down in the standings a little bit. But as it stands, it depends on what Daly did in the back half, but it's looking good for Tim Hazer to grow his lead as we approach the 18th string of 20. Aaron Fontaine is starting to make the bend here. We'll be able to see him out of the corner of our eye, I believe, on lane 27 or so, maybe 26. But we'll do our best either way. Yes, he's on 24 right now for string 18, so he'll finish up on lane 26. So we'll do our best and see if we can
scooch over.
check in on that. But we got Michelle Atherton and Paul Grant between the two of them, our other streams. Michelle Atherton on Facebook following Fontaine. Facebook for Fontaine and YouTube for Tim.
Tim.
The tube for Tim and Facebook for Fontaine. Okay.
And
well,
this channel, you can see many lanes across the board, so you can see Sean
a nice little zoomed out
over
camera
on
here.
32, and
Who doesn't want to see Sean, huh?
I know, right? So that is it from me this string, and I'm going to go root him on for the rest of the day, and go Sean, and go Arizona, and go Florida, and go Cindy at home, and thanks for watching.
And come back anytime if you missed anything, Kim. String 18 to 20 in just a moment, folks. Maybe a short moment, but we'll take a brief audio timeout. Be right back.
Thank you.
Welcome back. String 18 of 20 live from Ray's Easter Classic here at Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire. This is Jeff Walsh getting on the 3-pin to begin. He inherits a 1910 going into this 18th string. So 1910 through 17, that's above a 110 average. Justin Waters is 21-27 at this point. And Brian Fuller Jr., 2039. I think I've read that correctly. Third ball here. Nice 9. Didn't quite get into the 10-pin. That's fine. So going by what Will's dropping in the chat, and it's all I have to go on right now, it looks as though Daly's got a 112. If that is confirmed, if our great fan here has got that right, then it shows Tim Hazard still holding the lead, gaining 15 on Daly, if maybe losing 15 to Fontaine. 3-1 split for Walsh. Thank you also to another Kevin, not just Kevin Burns, but another Kevin I've met today who's doing a great job giving me high single reports. He mentions that Jerry Dunn threw a 164. He was in 11th place, but we'll see if that gains him a few places as he tries to improve his cash. $4,200 US to the winner of first place. 3-1 split, third ball. Nice cut, it's 9 again. Another great escape for Walsh. Walsh, the captain of Team USA, also on Justin Scally's Friday Night Pro League team. Jeff Walsh has yet to cash in this event. This is 13th Easter Classic. Highest he has come is 17th. Yikes, 3-1-1 split. We saw him towards the end of that same coverage when Winchell and Surratt were in that cash battle towards the end. That was the Easter Classic before last. Trying to twirl it all in. The 9-pin lapped the 10-1 down and the 7-pin fell. Stayed put. Here it comes, it's 10. Nicely worked out of that split for Walsh. With Justin Waters and previous champion Brian Fuller Jr. to come. Mr. Caleri, I presume. 1, 2, 4, 7, and 9. King of the Palace loved that one on their show out of former New Palace Lanes in Fitchburg. Of course, we mentioned Putnam Street Lanes in Fitchburg, Massachusetts still is very much there, including with their longtime King of the Hill tournament. Other houses have such a format, but that one's been going a long, long time. And Drew Steele and Rick Santucci have a lot of calls out of that very tournament here on Candlepin Bowling Network. 4 horsemen remain for Walsh. Send that Skelly. Oh, man, I thought he was going to get that to go on lane 30. And the 2 and the 4. Walsh takes an 8. String 18 of 20. These bowlers are getting tired for sure. And we'll see Austin Barnes in the 20th string on our featured lane 29. (36 through 4), so we project that Tim Hazard should still hold the lead when all is said and done, barring any major developments, even considering, you know, meteoric strings like Jerry Dunn's 164. Had a 200 just a few years ago. Another big result here. Walsh now set with a full rack of pins. Got his head pin. And the 6-pin has a plank behind. He'll have to go straight at it. His try. In the face. A spare in the 5th to sit on. 46 and a ball. And now over to Justin Waters. Wearing the World Champion Academy Lanes shirt. Also a member of Central 3, you know the usual suspects. Mike Machici and Josh Daly, co-captains of that team. Of the Academy Lanes Worlds team, that is. Waters rocks back and forth a few times, dusts it off, and now he'll deliver. Gets into the 3-pin, the 4 horsemen left. Somehow, of all that Justin Waters has done in the world of Candlepin bowling, this is his first Easter Classic. And he's doing quite well. Currently sat in 5th place at last check. Runs it down a spare. So if the scoreboard, he had a 21-27 coming into this, which must mean that he rolled a 114 in the previous string. So depending on what Nick Zuffalato did, he may have passed. We'll see. Passed him for 5th place. Thanks for bearing with the stream. I know the stream's a little potato quality, but I got the local recording going here. The main thing is I want to allow you folks to see this and see all the bowlers as best you can. And I'm glad we finally got it to a point where we don't have the stream interruptions all the time, especially with all these fine folks streaming here as well. We can't hog the bandwidth. Fair is fair. Waters to deliver on the spare. Got the head pin and not much else, at least until a domino rally gets touched off. He's got 5, 2, 6, 7, 8, 10 for this split. Into the 2-pin and around the 610. That's Tarigny picking up that 3-pinner on the lane 30. We'll see him in just a moment alongside Steve Kelly and Dominic Palladino. A 9-box for Waters, and another look at how in the world that leave resulted on the first ball. You see his usual entry angle is right to left, although this one is pretty straight on and actually tailed away left to right. Waters, as mentioned before, he's a spot bowler, so he's really just trying to find a spot in the lanes rather than a particular angle. Or absolutely feel free to hop on, and here's your mute button right here. Alongside me, our executive producer, Bob Lee. How's your bowling, and how's the latest out there?
Oh, I'm well below my 106 average. About a 103 for the day, but that's not important.
Sticking in there.
I was watching. So Tim Hazer just threw a 127 in the previous, the 17th, I guess, and you saw that Fontaine had a 142.
Right. So if I show you this piece of paper that we'll be able to show the folks as well,
Yep.
I believe everything I'm being told, and which Chad is telling me as well.
So it should be a 47-pin. A 42-pin lead over Daly and a 47-pin lead over Fontaine as they start.
Yeah, Daly and Fontaine squish in essence. 4 horsemen, nope, 3-pin only.
Yep. And that's what everybody who's looking for the winner is watching.
Exactly. Well, I'm tethered down here, you know that. Aaron Fontaine will be rolling around a little bit over here. We have Austin Barnes coming up in 20th of 20, so we're looking forward to that. Along with Jeff Ring and Alana Brown.
Yeah, Waters trying to hold on to 5th place right now.
Letting a few pins get away here. He's got an 8-box here as the strings roll on. Sean Baker to his right, nursing an injury, we've been told.
Oh, no.
Potentially. He's a little worried about his leg. Not like he's going to drop out anytime soon, but still.
He was really fired up when he was to your left. Looked like he was saying he was promising a comeback to Craig Holbrook. And that looks like that may not be enough time right now. I don't know. He's Baker at 2029 is about with his 123. Looks like he's back 84.
2-pin converted for a spare. Yep, standings through 16 we have on screen. We'll get the 17 in just a moment, but we show that Hazard should be about 40 pins in front. That is still enough. Last year, the margin of victory was 51 pins, Barnes over Surrett. Lexi Howard on the spot again with a score update. They have been so good about that. And we do see that it is a 42-pin lead for Tim Hazard over Josh Daly. Daly, of course, if he holds second, that would be his highest finish. Richie Myrick on the first page. Hello. Co-commentated alongside him for a few broadcasts as well. Just 4 pins on this spare for Waters. Hazer, Daly, Fontaine, Baker, and Waters, so the top 5 order holds up.
Really tight now between Fontaine and Daly.
So what I'm just going to do is the little thing where I just update the numbers on the fly. 6 pins stay standing for Waters. So 22.36 for Hazer, 21.94 for Daly, 21.89 for Fontaine, 21.51 for Baker, and 21.27 for the man on your screen now. Through 17.
Big out here. Waters
Got
good.
the sticks. It's a perfect out.
10. That was a 56 half.
There you see it, as it brings up the previous champion, Brian Fuller Jr.
He was the bee's knees in around 2017 when he won it.
26-16 was that winning score.
He took that the Lakeside Thanksgiving Classic around that time too. I remember it was the first event I ever attended as a bowler.
6 through 14 cash as well. That's Bovair, Freshy, Jerry Dunn with that 164. Rockets up to 8th, as I suspected. Norcross on 9, Jeff Surratt on 10. Charles Collins, who had the first string, 176.
Look at that pitch from Fuller. Drops down 9 to the kingpin.
And then, so Collins in 11th place. Matt Harnett holding in a 12th. Kevin Davis, previous winner, in 13th. And the man on your screen, 14th place, Brian Fuller Jr. He is 2 pins ahead of the man 2 lanes over bowling now, Austin Barnes.
Okay, I'm going to have to back out and go bold, Greg.
He picks up the spare. Bye for now, Bob Lee. Feel free to come back anytime. If you can handle the multitasking, Fuller Jr. a starting spare. Greg Gouillart alongside whoever else here on Candlepin Bowling Network. We're at Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire. A point I say it is in Nashua. For how much longer, who knows? They could find a new location in Nashua. They could find a new location somewhat nearby. But the community it has generated is undeniable. And we wish them all the very best in their quest to find a new location and a new home for these wonderful lanes. 3-6-7 for Fuller Jr. One-way Leda will definitely go on. 2-pin or not quite off the wall. Is that their Leda's Lighthouse equipment, which was deliberately closed down, is now being ported over to the new location in Worcester, Massachusetts. At long last, the birthplace of Candlepin Bowling gets its baby back. 27-2 for Fuller. Fuller at a 20-39 coming into this. He has cashed 3 times in this event, including in 2023 when he had to split the last cashing spot with Jeff Surratt, and he came away with $50. He also came in 10th place in 2019, the year Kevin Davis won. 2023 was Tim Douglas's championship year. Into that head pin, the 4 and 6 is what's back. Six pin there in a 9 box, Fuller Jr. Would we hold the tournament at that center? I'll be honest, I'm actually a little more skeptical, even though I would love to just, if I'm wrong, then hell yeah, let's have a tournament anywhere which can support tournament bowling. The one thing about American Flatbread Company, 9-pin has disappeared back there for Fuller, and Winchell actually alertly pointed him out to that. That was a good spot. American Flatbread is so good at what they do. A nice restaurant and bar ambiance with bowling in it. Whether that translates to a good league/competitive scene is another matter, even though I know they've done some, special competitive events as well. I'm not 100% certain. Pez Palladino nearly made a 3-6-7, by the way, over there. But if it works out, let's do it, because Candlepin Bowling belongs in Worcester, and it would be great to see. Barnes made a 3-2 conversion on lane 29 just a moment ago. Now here's Fuller Jr. against this 5'8" 10. He gets on the left side of the wood, and nothing comes into the 10. You know, we call Dan Gothier shoe, but at the rate Brian Fuller Jr. is going, with collecting not just bowling balls, but now bowling shoes as well, in a sort of manner of speaking. He's definitely very knowledgeable on his bowling equipment. And he and his father have a long track record of success in this sport. His father, of course, a Channel 5 alumnus. If you happen to be watching right now, hello. Crossovers leave that. That's almost a mini rack now. They're still tumbling. Still they fall. 3 pins, 7 pins hit. Well, that got better and better and better, but it's still a doozy for Fuller to work out of. Brian Fuller on Academy 1 as well. We mentioned Jeff Walsh. So 2 teammates full on this 3-pin. Half Candlepin will travel, even if you got like a few lanes in a basement, which is actually true of Worcester too. It's in the basement of a church. That is true. Will go anywhere. 56 at the half for Fuller Jr. That's the scores as you see. Remember, Walsh has a spare working, so maybe he's got a 56 half for all we know in this third to last string. Walsh gets back up here on lane 31. So through 18 of 20, we see 42 and 47 ahead is Tim Hazert as he looks to clinch an Easter Classic championship. The highest Tim Hazert ever had was a cashing spot. It was a high spot, but it was 4th in 2023. 2 years later, can Hazard hold? Will Daly break through at last? Will Fontaine break through? Is this wood going to roll into the 10? Not with enough velocity. And Walsh has denied that. Collects this one, a quality 10, and it's 63 through 6. Paul Grant calls him the bulldozer. My name's Greg Gouillart. This is Candlepin Bowling Network. Multiple streams working today on YouTube and Facebook. I'm not sure what's going on with the Facebook stream in all honesty, but Paul Grant is live on YouTube. He's been following the leader for the better part of today, as he always does. Thank you so much to him for his tireless coverage, including on Easter when he gets a chance to see his family and then do this. I don't quite have the ability to do both. 4 horsemen and a 9. See you later. That was easy with the wood. Bulldozed indeed. 2 marks and 3. And 1 more peek at that one. That was pretty. Yep, Plank takes out the 9 and back. And Walsh drives right on through. 73 and a ball through 7. Hello, Bill Olson. Good to see you. As we wind down this third to last string here in the Easter Classic. All of bowling essentially under one roof. Western Mass to Northeastern Canada, ACST to World Champion. And maybe those who have yet to rise the ranks. But it's just a matter of time in their case. Jeff Walsh, the 1 and 9 as he dumps 8 on the spare. And the headpin off the wall takes the 9. 3 marks in 4 for Jeff Walsh. And look at this one rocket off the wall. So Walsh waiting maybe on, maybe he's helping out with the scoring on the other side. Ripping the Rack podcast seems like an interesting game. Yeah, I think you'd like this game. It's Candlepin bowling. We play it here in New England and Eastern Canada. It's harder than 10-pin bowling because you actually have to aim. It's really good. You know, a lot of content creators out there. You know, a lot of annoying podcasts as well. But, you know, we got a pretty good community here. 9 drop for Walsh on this spare. 100 through 8. Just a 5-pin, looking for a 4th mark, but he's missed it to the right. Those singles getting away from so many. It's a tiny toothpick at the other end. There's just no guarantee in this sport. That was the spot. Grabs the pin anyway. That's a 10 box and a 110. Again, 6. You see 1 through 5 on your screen. 6 through 10 is Bovair, Freshie, Dunn, Norcross, and Surrett. 11 through 14 is Collins, Harnett, Davis, and Fuller Jr., with Austin Barnes, the previous champion, just 2 pins out of that cashing spot. Top prize is $4,200 US. Walsh in the 10th gets this head pin, 3-6-10. Only Canadian to have won that USD top cash prize is Chris Hollett in 2008. 3-6-10. On the outside of it around the 6-pin. No go. Good to see you, either Tim or Calvin or Brian, whichever it is. Calvin is busy with some, I don't know, wrestling event. Apparently that's a thing. So good to see whoever else it is. I don't know if Mike McIntosh has obtained rights to the account on after such a short tenure, but maybe I have room for correction on that. Ripping the Rack podcast, of course, hosted by the cast of characters on YouTube, Ripping the Rack podcast, and all your usual suspects for podcasting. Justin Waters, 56 at the half. Justin Waters getting set to deliver in box number 6. He's been in 5th place a lot of the way. He is currently 11 pins in front of Chris Bovair for that 5th spot, just out of range of the on-screen scoreboard. 5 pins out on the first ball. The men's world's champion taking aim. Gets in his 1-3 pocket, tips the 10, 8-pin undisturbed. Yeah, WrestleMania, that seemed like, that's a thing, isn't it? The 2 out of 3 of you watch wrestling. Alrighty.
So
Waters takes a 9 box, and here's Bob Lee.
I don't know if you have the updates, but Haysert had a 71 half, Daly a 58 half, and Aaron Fontaine 47. So the lead is now 60 for, no, it was 42, so that may add 13 to that. That should be 55. And then with Aaron dropping back a bit, 55, and then that's another, yeah.
And then another 13 on Daly makes that 55 Hazard over Daly at this stage. Just a 1 pin for Waters. Notice he actually got it out there. I don't dare not say the L word, but actually he gets punished inherently because he only plucked out 1 on the 3 pin. Now on the right side of the head pin, 5 wilts, not the 7. Good bounce back ball. Just the power of these bowlers to collect a bunch of sticks. They just make it look so easy, but as we've seen from some of the others, it is not. These pins will bamboozle anyone whose ball doesn't work just right with them. Justin is 75 through 7 in his first Easter Classic. Thank you to everyone who's taken part today. And everyone who's been tuning in throughout, and thank you to all my co-commentators, including Bob Lee just now, our executive producer here at Candlepin Bowling Network. Into the 3-pin goes Waters. It's the 4 horsemen, 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10. So the lead widening. It seems as though a 55-pin lead Hazard over Daly after the halves have been recorded on the other streams as well. And thanks to everyone who's been giving us a heads up, including Will Gaughan. You've been a saint today. Thank you so much. 1, 6, 8, and 10. I'd like to thank both Kevins who've been advising me as well. 82 through 8 we see. .36-lane wonderful house here at Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire. While you get the chance, come on down. A place filled with history. From TV yesteryear to communities through the generations and the great social scene at Kegler's Den. It's bittersweet to say, but there's also no time like the present if you're in the Nashua, New Hampshire area. Leda Lanes, it's worth your while. Waters crushes 9 on this first ball and has the 10-pin. Waters throws right to left. It's as tough a righty as you'd imagine, and he just scoots to the left of it. Singles are bamboozling many a bowler, doesn't matter who, on this lane 31, our featured lane at the Easter Classic. Third ball grabs it, and that's a 10. One box to go in this third to last string. And now, after the real lull that happens in about strings 11 through 15, where everyone is getting a bit weary, let's be real, it's a marathon, it's a grind. Now it's starting to turn to excitement again as we start to wonder, will Tim Hazard hold his lead? Waters has all 10 of these on the plate in a hurry, and he gets a strike at the last box. Let's take a look at that again. It was actually a crossover hit, but they clattered in a heap anyway. So now the pin setter will take its time, and I'll take mine. Two balls for Waters to conclude this string. Will he hold on to his 5th place? Or does Bovair have enough to overtake him? Chris, I think, is a few lanes down. We're going to just miss him on 31 as well. Waters spills out 6 more on the first ball with 1 more to come. His 3rd ball in the 10th. 1, 3, 8, and 10. Not impossible to get them all, especially if the 3 goes this way and that. Yes, and they all do go. The fill is 10, and the string is 112 for Justin Waters. Pretty shot there, and now it brings us over to Brian Fuller Jr. Did I not have that on screen? Here we are, 112. You see the 20 box at the end there, including that head pin hit. How could I forget? Fuller Jr. has been all over his head pin, but a lot of split luck and a lot of quality 10s out of it. So the Academy 1 anchor has some work to do as it's an individual tournament here, but anchors this rotation here. Crossover hit, it's the 5-pin falling down anyway, and the 10-pin with wood in front? No. Into the gutter it goes. Another piece rolling back, and off. So home run derby likeness aside, here it is. Out of the gutter in what will not be a good shot. 9 box. That's Dominic Palladino to his left, who had to actually bowl this tournament solo when I first met him. The first time I did this tournament in 2022. First time I covered it, I should say. I've never done it myself, and I think I have more use back here than up there. Let's be real. Fuller grabs 4 pins. But now that the tournament sells out, you regularly get 3 in a lane, so Dom wouldn't have that issue. Ryan Fuller knows what the view is like at the top. He's got the 4 and 2 washout, and he blows out the 3 and 9. That's going to make this out complicated. Let's try. Looking to slice the head pin. Got all of the head pin, and that will be that. And a 7 box. Michelle Atherton live on Facebook if you want to see Fontaine. If you want to see Tim Hazard, follow Paul Grant also on YouTube elsewhere here on Candlepin Bowling Network. Fuller Jr. has the 9-pin, leaving the 6-pin with wood getting out of the way. He throws a left to right ball, so it doesn't want the wood to come back, but it will keep on rolling as it reaches the decision point and decides to just keep on going back and back and back. Straight shot ahead for the 224 high single bowler, and he's got it. Right in the face, 82 in a ball through 8. Big favor if you haven't had the chance yet and you are logged in, please hit the like button on this video. Really appreciate all your support just by watching. All several thousand of you who have watched each video, including the ones by my colleagues as well. We thank you very much. And it's great to see an explosion of streaming coverage here in this one-of-a-kind tournament. The fill is 8 for Fuller, and he has 90 through 8. On that head pin hit. So Daly's thrown a 143, I've been advised by Tim Douglas. So we'll see how that shakes out. As Fuller gets a quality 10 out of that. So Daly 143, I've heard. Hazard's string still ongoing. We'll see how that shakes up. Fontaine 113, okay. That's a slide back, so maybe Daly will be the challenger after all. Spread eagle plus the 8-pin for Fuller. He's in the 3-6. What a bit of this one. 2-pin. Wood swivels all the way around. Good grief. And that deserves a 10 box out of that, if not more, but we can only give him 10 for that. Let's see how much of this replay captured it. That was a sweet slice of that. Have a look at this. And then the wood just goes all the way around the 2 box before finally coming to its resting place. And there you see the results on our featured lane. Jeff Walsh with that 119. Spare 7, spare 8, and spare 9. We can take a look at that string as well. we will get the latest here. Right here, what I've heard is Daly 143 and Fontaine 113. Tim Hazard is a question mark, but Paul Grant has that YouTube coverage now, and we'll try and get that for you as soon as possible. If Tim Hazard 107 is to believed, then Tim holds the lead, but now it's single digits. Whoa. All righty. So it looks as though, once again, the action on the other side of the house. That would be a 36-pin pickup for Daly. Remember, he's down 42, so Hazard has not lost the lead at all. But it would give a chance for Josh Daly to suddenly rocket into first. Like we said, just because he was stagnant before doesn't mean that was always going to hold true. And it doesn't mean his rise has to hold true as well. Timmy could still hold on. We'll get some confirmation on that. String 19 of 20 will begin in just a moment. I'm going to take a break here and make sure I've got my facts straight as well and report the latest. See you in a bit. Me again, not ready just yet for 19, but I heard that Nick Leach just threw a 146, so while sat in 17th place and currently on the wrong side of the money bubble, he may be able to move his way up. Brian Fuller Jr. had a fine 110, but 39 pins? Yes, that passes at least Fuller in that sense. We'll see about Barnes and Douglas in just a moment. It's string 19 of 20, and that brings up Steve Kelly first. I'll get the scoreboard cleared away, and we'll get set. Skelly's got some ball handling to do as well. And then my Candlepin Bowling Network colleague, in addition to his work on his own network, 3 Ball Spare on YouTube, will get started here. ACST commentator and longtime Leda Lanes bowler as well. Gets on his head pin to start the penultimate string and has a 3-2 split. Cuts the 3 pins across, not into the 6 and 10. Steve Kelly, JJ Turigny, quality 10 there on the split. And Dominic Palladino. Kelly again, same footed and arm, spread eagle, and another split. Record for splits today. Craig Powers had 9 in one of the earlier strings today. Just the 6 and 10 taken out on the second ball. There's that string. That's how we wanted to see that. Defending champion Austin Barnes will pop up on our coverage in our final string. So follow along with the leaderboard. We'll give you our best. Right now, it looks as though the gap has shrunk based on Will's very accurate reporting throughout. If so, then this should be... And Candlepin Corner corroborated a similar score, 91-8, so at 107. In which case, Josh Daly should be within single digits of Tim Hazard at the current moment. Only the 2 pin out for Skelly. Better leave than he's had before, in all honesty. He's won a few episodes of the Skins show you see advertised just a few lanes over yonder. The WON Sports logo. Jonathan Rios' help with syndicating multiple Candlepin bowling shows, including Candlepins for Cancer and the all-new Skins, the latter of which is filmed here at Leda Lanes. 8 box 25 through 3. If Leda Lanes will go on, then I'm sure the show is very likely to go with it. They'll make the final say. And otherwise, it's a great format loved by pros in the classic play for cash format. No 10-pin set for Kelly, and he'll have to re-rack. Paul Grant always calls me the soothing sounds, but I don't know. I feel like Skelly has even more of an even keel to his commentary. He's got the smooth tones. Reminds me of Walter Wireless from the Spy Fox games. Anyone know that reference? 2, 5, 7, and 8. Just very measured and a very consistent man, and very technically sound with the setup he has. He knows how to work a replay machine too. And nearly the 7-pin. Look at that wood screaming back. It's going to make it about halfway into the lane before it disappears into the gutter. Is that 6, 7, 10 going? Goodness. Jeff Ring nearly he did put a good bid on it. Nearly got it to go. Kelly gets a 10 box on this split, 35 through 4. Such an easy score correction there. The computer was a little off kilter, but ever since Leda Lanes made the upgrades to not just the computer scoring, but also the seating just off camera, there's been a much more comfortable tournament overall. Much easier to score correct than having to go to the desk and ask for score corrections all the time. Just 4 pins out for Kelly. He's got the 6-pack. And he's buried it around the 5. Wood's coming just behind it and then vanishes. And a 10 box. So good solid pinning. That's he prides himself in that consistency. At that 7 and 8 box, but 10s all the rest of the way. And it brings up J.J. Tarigny. 3 bowlers most prominently in the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. J.J. Tarigny, you see with the Leda Lanes shirt on. I actually met him here first at the Easter Classic in 2022. It's Tarigny's 3rd Easter Classic. He was 36th last year with a 22.75, and alongside me now, Duncan McDougall.
How are we doing, Greg?
I'm fine. How are you?
We're trying our best right now. It's
just trying to get by. Tarigny's going to get them all down.
Nice hammer right there. That's how you start a string.
The perfect start. Another look.
Just had waters, too. You are spoiled over here.
Yeah, we're having a good time. A little bit of buyer's remorse, I'll be honest. I'm sorry, folks. A little bit of wishing I had one of the leaders here, but, you know, we got the returning champion that'll be on string 20. That'll be Austin Barnes coming up here.
Yep. Well, Paul Grant's covering the two, the leader and then the guy that's back 6 pins from him, Josh Daly.
Yeah, we're spoiled, too. Paul Grant here, Michelle Atherton over yonder. My mnemonic is, if you want Tim, go on the tube. That's Paul Grant.
There you go.
And if you want Fontaine, go on Facebook.
We got bolting out the wazoo right now.
That's crushed 2. How did that 8-pin not have anything near it?
That was better. That was a better ball than this hammer. Vaporize those 9 pins. See if you can pick it for a nice little 20 box.
You usually need just that little extra kick. That is why nobody can really roll a strike on command.
Yep. Oh, Waters just made an outstanding shot. A 7, 9, 10.
It did. Rolling Wood. And another single befuddles a bowler.
Oh,
Phil is 9.
Ain't that the way. JJ's laughing it off. Still a 19 box, but
It's always the ones you want back, Greg.
The ones that make a difference. He's got a 9 box. It's the power of Tarigny that's seen him rise the ranks in Class B of the ACST. Palladino in Class B, Steve Kelly Class A, if I'm not mistaken,
That's
in the
correct.
north.
That's correct.
All Leda Lanes bowlers.
Yep. Palladino's bowling out of Riverwalk this year, I believe.
Excuse me.
Yep. He bowled out of Leda last year, so.
That was my confusion. I'm sorry. Riverwalk Lanes in Amesbury, Massachusetts. I would never give Mark Ritchie short shrift. He runs a fantastic place there.
He does indeed. Tarigny, another nice head pin, leaves a triangle too.
Viewers can't see this, Duncan, but you see I am completely stood up here. I have got that second wind of energy. I don't know if the feeling's comparable on the lanes, but as we see the end, as we see the promised land of that 20th string, just about there.
I feel you. I'm trying to rest a little bit and conserve my energy so I can use it up on the lanes.
2-4 crossed over a 5-pin, undisturbed by the 2-pin cutting in front.
Tricky triangles, man. He hit it good, just didn't go. See if he can pick this up for a 10. Nope.
Well, we'll just keep writing 9s on the score sheet then. It's a good one, 37 through 3.
He's rocking that head pin, though. Let's see if he can find it again. Yeah, it's been fun. Justin Waters and Sean Baker have been giving them each other a run for their money all day, too. Started out a little lackluster, and since then I've really turned it on to jump into, I believe they're the 3 and 4, or 4 and 5 right now.
You see it there on screen. That's right. And Chris Bover is in the mix as well.
Yep. They're going to need big games to catch Fontaine for third.
String 18 has just dropped. Thank you so much, Lexi and Sean as well for helping out with the scores
there
here.
There we go. We got the update.
We got it here, and yes, it is a 6-pin lead for Tim Hazard. A lead held, but a lead tentative.
Yep. Chris Bover jumping up to the 4 spot as well with a nice 137.
There he goes. Okay. So Hazard holds 23.43, 23.37 for Daly, -6, 23.02 for Fontaine. Now, fourth place is 22.53, but that's now Bover.
Yep. And then
Tarigny,
Sean Baker dropped to 5.
Tarigny can't work this out. That'll be a 7 box. Just wanted to make sure I give everyone their due here. 22.53 and 22.43.
Yep. I'm looking at a big cluster of 4 bowlers separated by 14 pins in the 4 through 7. Chris Bover, Sean Baker, Nick Zuffolato, and Justin Waters. 22.53 to 22.39 between the 4 bowlers.
You're basically going down $100 at a time or up every place you go. And then third place, $1,200 USD. Second place, $1,800. And first place, $4,200.
Oh, that's a nice payout right there. Tough split right there for JJ. Let's see if we can cut something over. Waters on lane 32. He's looking at the 5, 9, 10.
Speaking of 42, happy 42nd, Emily. Love you. My sister. 3-1 split. Off the wall. See ya. Boom goes the corner.
Great shot right there from JJ to sit on that on the half. 54 in a ball.
He just gets more powerful as he goes.
Yep. All right, I'm going to bring these over to Paul Grant if you're all set with them.
Send me a picture if you don't mind at some point, but thank you very much.
I'll get that for you right now. All right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
54 in a ball at the half for Tarigny, and it brings us over to Dominic Palladino. The man's gone through a few hairstyles. I like this one, though. Palladino's done this before, as have all 3 of these bowlers. I really got to go through more of this. Palladino, it's his 5th Easter Classic. He's participated in each one he could this decade. Top scorer, getting better, better, better. He's now at a 21.80 in his previous one. He comes in with a 1934. So with a couple 100 strings, could be in the mix. Pretty comparable score to previous. He begins with an 8. Very fluid delivery he's got there. It's Steve Kelly's 6th Easter Classic, as early as 2016. But his best one in 2023, he had a 22.66. 1-3-4-7-10. Paul does not have to stand all the time. He just does. Or he gets a step ladder at most. We towered over lanes 33 and 34 to cover the men's ICC final. We all got on the step ladder for that one. Well, not all at once, but I did to call the play-by-play for the middle string. Top 5, no follow-up after that first ball. Just 18 more boxes in his evening in this 200-frame affair here at Leda Lanes in Nashua. Almost force of habit to say Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire, after Dick Lutzk did so many times alongside Mike Morin by this point. Not sure if the instinct will leave, even if Leda Lanes must leave here. Their situation is best explained on their Facebook page, and we wish them all the very best. And what a great last hurrah. Why is the score sheet not updating? That's my question. Refresh this, I suppose. But we wish Leda Lanes all the best. Change back and forth. Okay. There we go. 7 box recorded for Palladino, and now we should finally be back on track. Though just to make sure. I'll be honest, I don't trust it. We'll make sure we get that score sheet up and running. Back and forth go Daly and Hazard, apparently. That 6-pin affair is becoming quite a wild one. Palladino tips out the 4-pin, a 7-pin leave. Bob Lee, I'm hearing a back and forth affair. What's the latest?
Well, Daly just threw a strike, and Hazard followed with a spare, and Hazard has the lead by 1. Daly with 2 balls to go, and so the lead was 6 going into the half. They have 15 to play with a 7-pin lead for Tim Hazard.
Thank you very much, Bob Lee, our executive producer here at Candlepin Bowling Network. Thank you very much. He found the mute button. Excellent. Palladino, the 5th rack to come. It escapes out to the right, but a gettable one. The 1, 2, 4, and 9. It'll be tough. It's his crossover side. But if he can get more of the 2-pin than the head pin, light on the head pin, more of the 2-pin, maybe, just maybe, there's a way. Just the 9-pin. His idea may have been to go on the outside of the head pin and let the ball collect the tricky 9-pin back there. So a rough half as the strings get tougher and tougher to navigate. Take a look at the scores. J.J. Turigny with a possible 60 half sitting on a spare in this second to last string. Austin Barnes you see on screen, we'll see him front and center on lane 31 coming up in our final string. Steve Kelly first. He's got a 45 half. Three splits in the early going. That's not a typo. And he's got his head pin very full again for his 4th split. 3, 4, 6, 7, 9. Into the 6-pin, pops behind. This will be a tricky out. There's an obvious safe shot to the left. We'll see if Kelly goes for that. I think he will. into the plank 8 box. I thought he might take the safe way out on that one, especially in a long format like this where pinning will make a difference. And how do you think Tim and Josh feel separated by just 6? Now, that's the time when you start thinking back to every single stick. Half Worcester for Kelly. I was confirming one odd case. If there happens to be a tie, first and second prize money averages out. So they would split the $6,000 and each would go away with $3,000. Great bid by Kelly, no go on the Half Worcester. What's trying to roll back into 7, but he's not going to do what Chris Merrill did and have it roll over the plate edge and take it out. I really hope that was Chris Merrill. I'm 90% sure that was right. It's still rolling, by the way. Is it going to take it? No. Don't be ridiculous, Gregory. There was never a chance of that happening. Out of the gutter, that's 9. So ties simply are that. There is no 21st string playoff, with apologies if that disappoints anyone. Frame 8. 5 more pins for Kelly on this one. And the 5 pin for the 10 box collected, and he's 72 through 7. Sending a message to my colleagues right now so that all are in the know that ties average out. There's no high single tiebreaker or anything. Just in case that might matter, the closest the margin has been is 1. For those who haven't heard me say that tidbit, that's what happened in 1990 in this tournament. Holbrook over Ashline. Greg, would you be mad if they added a 21st string for a tiebreaker? 20 was advertised. I think that's enough. There does come a moment where one starts to doubt their sanity for bowling and commentating this long. But when you love a sport this much, it seems like the natural conclusion to want to do it for as long as possible. And this is just us maximizing our time together, especially at a moment where we wonder about Leda Lanes' future. And we get to spend as long as we can here as much as possible. Kelly, of course, a lifelong bowler here. He gets the 8 pin to tip into the 9 and the 1-2-5. So it both makes no sense and all the sense at the same time. First pair, side saddle triangle, diverging 1 and 2 around the 5. So a markless string, I'm afraid, although part of that was all those splits he had, including in that 9th frame I forgot to notate. Works this out for 10 and a harsh 90 string, considering the head pin accuracy, but nothing broke apart. Tarigny, on the other hand, including that sensational split spare he made, carrying that corner 7 pin. He's on 54 and a ball. Tarigny waiting to get set. About to bowl box number 6. What an incredible story this has been. One of the closer finishes. The margin of victory was 51. 1-3-6, 8 and 10. Into the 3-6-10, around the 8 pin it goes. No head pin for JJ. No mark. Five fill, 8 box. Just trying to look up here, see if I can. Oh, that's right. I'm not going to be able to access the ACST statistics from here. See if I can pull anything up here. Oh, that's right. I have to go to this page as well. Try to help you folks out. That's head pin. That is the 8 pin and the 4 as well for Terigny's second strike. Comes in from behind and his third mark. So had a 9 fill on that strike. Easily a chance for a possible 120 string. Not a lot of clinches in Class B right now. Still a lot to play for. John Alosa and JT Lyonnais, the latter of whom we saw earlier, currently clinched there. Justin Waters, who we saw earlier, is the only Class A clinch in the ACST at the moment. Eighth rack is down and Terigny a chance here. Only Will Damon is doubled on our featured coverage. Terigny's got this head pin. Breaks up the split, 3, 6, and 10. So a good chance to go into the 120s. Can he curl it in? Not quite. Pops the 6 pin. That is an extra stick on the strike. 85 through 7. Couple more. Nice shot. It didn't go into the 10, but 9 is fine. 94 through 8. This is Greg Gouillart. This is Candlepin Bowling Network on YouTube. Additional coverage available with Paul Grant also on YouTube and Michelle Atherton over on Facebook. Following the leaders in that case, Aaron Fontaine working his way across. He'll be on lane 26 at the end, if I understand correctly. You'll get a better view there, but I will try and peek over and try and see for myself how that's shaking out. 6 pins the margin between Hazard and Daly. 1, 2, 4, and 9 for Terigny. Got the 2 and 4 there. Thank you so much to everyone for spending some of your Easter Sunday with us. It's getting late here, 11:48 p.m. I could see the more and more people, it's their bedtime, but still 90 of you here. That's a good broadcast on any day in its own right. I appreciate each and every single one of you for tuning into this major tournament annually here in Nashua. 10 box for JJ, 104 through 9. He came in with a 2014 through the 18 strings. So working a great average here in the 110s. Terigny into the 3-pin. You're right, Class A and B have more of a crowded bowling schedule. We have a lot more clinches in C through F. That's probably why. 1, 2, 7, 10. Show us a shot. Oh, just over curled it on the head pin. The high-low Jacques. What a good boy he is. Has to take a. I think he's taking a long nap after all the new friends he's made today. Some old friends seen as well. What a beautiful floating white cloud. 1 and 10 made by Tarigny on that third ball. 113 for the string. Palladino will look to improve on this half. Jeff Ring, Alana Brown, and Austin Barnes, the 2024 champion, coming up next in our 20th of 20. iPads and phones galore. Everybody getting a piece of the streaming action here. And fantastic to see this tournament continue to blow up. That's not going to work. Nice try. Dominic into the 2-pin. He's going to get pins to tip, but he's going to be pretty happy when he turns around and sees that result. 1 and 3. That's Fuller gliding into his right now, Palladino. Yes, on the outside, that's gone. The 1 and 3 converted for a spare. Goes as 1. As Dominic flutters it on the outside. 45 in a ball through 6. Nothing a few spares can't repair. He's got 1 now. He goes strike on spare. He's immediately building the string right back up again. Through 18 to 20, you see it there. Hazard over Daly by 6. Right down the middle, spread eagle for 4. Man, right as he dials into the head pin and does everything right, then the pins say, actually, no. Dare I say, is that maybe a yikes and an ouch, mayhaps? Makes the 4-10 split by the by. Now he'll go for the right side, I imagine. 3-6, almost into the 7. He gets an 8. Is Dominic dialed? We'll see. More of his optics is this then. As he looks to improve on his prior scores, I think a few more good results here, even a few more marks, and he might be able to go above his high score from last year. 3 and 2 split. 3, 4, 6, 7, 10. Maldino will need to curl this one into the 3-6. He overdid it. That's into the 10 pin. Jimbo Ayotte, Tim Jalbert, and Chris Bovair just narrowly missing our TV coverage. Luckily or unluckily for them, depending on their opinion. Most bowlers tend to like it. Either that or we're just part of the furniture, one or the other. But especially in this party atmosphere, even in this tough 20-string grind, there's a certain festiveness to it as well. Even if there's a certain weariness or delirium setting in as well. I think Duncan McDougall most personifies it. If you'll notice, none of those other bowlers have come back this way. They're probably all tuckered out. 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, 10 for Palladino. Woods are across the back here. I wouldn't count him out of this shot. All the back row pins seem covered. Just take the 1-2. He does, and he spares. A great shot. One more time. It's coming off the wall to clobber that 10 and 9. Ball pretty much plowed into the wood, which took out the 7 and 8. So a second mark there. Nico got my reference. I knew that. Palladino, as the clock is about to strike midnight, gets the 2 and 8. We know what that is, and he does too. People do come back time and time. Craig Holbrook, none more than him. 29 Easter Classics he's participated in, but for injury, he probably would have made this his 30th. Goodness knows a lot of people went out of their way to sign up for this one. The sign-up form got filled up in about an hour and a half or so's time. Final scores you see here, J.J. Turigny with those 2 strikes and the spare in this string. 6 pins, the apparent gap right now. We'll watch for updates in the chat. And we'll be right back with more in just a moment. Be right back for the final string. So action's really heating up on the other string right now. I'll give you a preview that Austin Barnes is that last name as well. 4 pins we now show. 4 pins. Hazard still over Daly. The lead shrinks one more time. Aaron Fontaine, 140. I've heard it from Will. I've heard it from my friend Kevin as well. And now that will be, in that case, that's 25 pins gain, or 23 pins gain. So Fontaine will be 18 back. Daly will be 4 back.
Going into the last game, Daly's 4 back from Hazer.
Thanks, Justin. 4 pins is confirmed. Bover and Baker we don't have just yet. I'm going to blank these for the moment, and we'll just update what we have here. So Fontaine, 140. Josh Daly, a 119. And Tim Hazer, a 117 to put him 4 pins in front. So a string in a series in the 2500s is the likely winner. Will it be Hazer or will it be Daly? We'll watch Austin Barnes on lane 31 Paul Grant's got the coverage on YouTube of that pivotal showdown. String 20 will begin in just a moment. Watching Barnes play out this, he's got third ball coming up in his box 10, and then we'll get started. I'm actually going to take a brief break here, and we'll get started with string 20 in just a moment. Welcome back. That's through 19 strings. I'll fix that up. This is Jeff Ring, you see, punching out 2 pins, the half Worcester. There we go. And you see the reality on your screen there of just how close that final is. Watch it on YouTube. Over yonder with Paul Grant. Aaron Fontaine is on lane 26, so if I was a 7 box to begin for Ring. This is Jeff Ring's second Easter Classic, had a 2012 in last year's tournament. He comes in with a 1902, so he'll need a 110 to exactly match that. We'll see. Takes out 3 on the first ball. Third ball coming up. This is Greg Gouillart. This is Candlepin Bowling Network. Through 19 strings, we got that fixed finally. Thank you. So much, Will, for all your help. A 15710 is what remains for a 6 box. Will it be Hazard? Will it be Daly? They're side by side over yonder. Overclocked on the third box. Jeff Ring, Alana Brown, and then defending champion Austin Barnes. Barnes with the chance to cash again. Headpin tips over for Jeff. He's got the 2 and the 4 on this third ball. And there's a 9 box. 22 through 3. Michelle Atherton on Facebook with the call of Aaron Fontaine's final string. He's 18 back. Don't count him out. One, 2, 3, 8, and 10. Ring trying to get in there into the 3-pin. 1, 2, 8, 10. and a 7 box. So that will be 29 through 4. Well, as soon as we have standings for the full 19 strings, we'll post them here, including all the cashing implication. Barnes will be particularly curious in that. He's in the 2200s. Wouldn't count him out of a spot there. 1-3, not into the 5. Goodness gracious. Jeff can't catch a break. Plank in front of the 5. That's off the cap. Whoops, that'll be for a 9. And on we go to Alana Brown. Made a deep run in the Women's Pro Series final. Actually, that was the singles knockout, excuse me. Held at Webster Timber Lanes in Abington. She wears the Exeter Lanes Mixed World Team on her back today. And she steps up here on lane 31. Four horsemen right and the 7 pin. Into the 1-3, the 4 horsemen run down by Brown. Just the 7 pin stands. There's that 10. Caitlin Zolko, of course, winning that Pro Series event. She's in the Easter Classic field today as well. Not certain of her progress as it stands. Into the head pin goes Brown, 4 and 10. Can Alana get this wood to go this way or that? Oh, where's that second piece going though? Ugh. Now that plank, and it's tilted towards the 4 pin, so she's going to need to spin it really. Lands on the red line, a little to the right actually, so got a little bit of torque on it, but the split does not get converted. Put that little S there to indicate the split, and just a white brick by itself indicates a head pin, at least the way we're doing it here. Quality 10 out of that, and a 20 through 2. Fantastic, Nico. Thank you very much for sharing that. Hazer, Daly, or Fontaine? Who will it be? No one else I've heard of is close, but you never know. What if the 200 comes in the 20th string for a change? When Austin Barnes did it, it was in the 3rd string. When John Zernicke did it, it was in the 6th. But never say never, I suppose, even though we've seen these high singles go down and down and down. Fontaine threw that 140, though, in the 19th to give himself an absolute fighting chance. That's Tim Jalbert hammering pins on lane 30. So we look back to lane 31 and see Alana Brown steering back with the 1, 2, 4, and 8. Mischievous wood back there. We'll see how it cooperates. Yes, it's a good shot. Alana's mother alongside as well, watching on, and that's a good shot. Let's take another look at this one, shall we? Curls into the 1-2 pocket here. And that 8 pin just getting tapped out by the wood. A good shot. 30 and a ball through 3. No one's actually gotten a pin-perfect string yet today. All the 10 spares and strikes, but Brown off to a good start here. 3 through 3, all the pins knocked over. Here we are, Lexi Howard again, and it is confirmed. 4 back and 18 back. Phil is 8, and this one again, the 410. Justin Waters is on 23.61, so that's 99 back of the lead. We'll put his name on the leaderboard. And that's a split made. My goodness. Look at how this 410 goes off the front wood and in for back-to-back spares. So Justin Waters on 23.61. Chris Bover moves into 5th place. He's just gone up and up and up. And now he's on 23.52, 108 back. So look at all the double-digit margins there. It's quite extraordinary. I wouldn't put much stock in Waters making a run here, but still, what a great debut he's had in this tournament. 6th place is Nick Zuffalato through 19. 7th place, Sean Baker. 8th place, Jerry Dunn. 9th, Surrett. 10th, Harnett. 11 through 14 is currently Norcross, Collins, Davis, and then Austin Barnes is on 22.65 on the bubble. Brian Fuller Jr. is on 22.53. So he's a dozen pins there. So interestingly, we got a different sort of drama here where, as I have Bob Lee off mic but alongside me, 12 pins ahead is Barnes over Fuller Jr. So we could have a bit of a logjam to determine who will have that last cashing spot. Beats of wood to retrieve there. The 5, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Up over on our left.
What was that?
So the leaders, I'm watching the leaders. From
Do you want a headset or no?
just watching from about 4 lanes over. Aaron Fontaine now. Oh, there's a sweet one.
Albert, huh?
That's a big sweeping 40-mile-an-hour right to left throw with a reverse spin.
That's well pinned out by Alana Brown. And she gets a 62.5 with that 2-mark start. Brings it over to last year's champion, Austin Barnes.
Fontaine off camera with a 9-drop. Trailing by 18.
He's on 26. I'm going to do a little bit of finagling with the camera so we can see it a little bit better. Only just. It was a thought. Keeps Austin Barnes in view at the very least, so we'll go with that for now.
Fontaine missed the single.
Okay. Half Worcester for Barnes to start. On our lane 31.
He took 10.
So lane 26 is where Aaron Fontaine is. Best look of it is with Michelle Atherton at the moment. Headpin spills out for Barnes. No go on the mark. Allgrant keeping an eye on Daly and Hazard over yonder, separated by just 4 pins going into this final string.
Daly open through 2 with a couple of splits.
Bit of a ball return issue there, so we have some time to look. At Fontaine, who has spilled 9 again on his first ball. Watch 26, folks. And he clobbers this one. Gets his spare. So Fontaine 19 and a ball through 2. It was deadwood retrieval that had to be done. Meanwhile, over here, Barnes will throw a 3rd ball in just a moment. Over on 26, Fontaine will fill that mark. What a close one. Barnes won by 51 pins last year. 3rd ball is a good one, doesn't collect them all, but it does grab 9. And this final string of 20 live from Leda Lanes. Daly made the 4-7-10, I'm hearing.
Fontaine open. If there was a tie, there is no playoff. They'll just split the $6,000 winnings.
Yep, 3,000 each.
Second,
Simple
yeah.
as that. 4,200 for first place, $1,800 for second place. Barnes 7 pins to look at on this second ball, excuse me.
Oh, I am bowling.
And Bob Lee has an appointment to go to. Bye-bye. To come back on it. Nope, 5 and 10. Stay put. Michelle Atherton on Facebook, Paul Grant on YouTube. Collectively, we are bringing you this final coverage here as we wind down this wonderful event. Barnes for a stick. Yes, he does. He's got a 9. Peeking over at Brian Fuller Jr., he's on a 43 through 4. So Fuller has a mark, but not too many more. He's gotten this stick, though. That's for a 10 box, 44 through 4, that is. He's on lane 33, the one the WON Sports banner is above. That's Chris Bover over on lane 30. He bowled alongside Barnes when Barnes won in just this last year. 8 pins wiggling, at least the piece of wood is there. 1, 3, 6, and 8. Barnes wants at least 1 mark in this half to keep pace with Fuller Jr. Barnes is currently 12 ahead. He got his head pin, but only 1 more pin after that. 3 and 6. Fuller is confirmed to have a markless half. Or, no, a 1 mark half, excuse me, having that 17 box. I beg your pardon. What? He has a 52 half. Barnes grabs a 9 for a 27 through 3. A 68 half, you're saying, Nico? That's an incredible half, if so. 68 for Josh at the half. Okay. Hazard's the other question. That's in there for Barnes. 5 and 7, and the plank simplifies matters. Looking to get the mark here. He's just to the left of the 5. Balls along with Academy 2 in the Friday Night Pro League.
You want real time. You want real time. Daly's at 25-24 at the half. Fontaine's at 25-01 at the half.
So Fontaine is 23 back of Daly at the moment. I have Daly 25-24, Fontaine 25-01 at present. That's through 19 and a half strings. After an 8 box comes a 5 and 9 for Barnes. Austin says, get out of there, Wood. I don't want you there. You're an annoying plank. So Tim Hazard's the biggest question mark. Data not available. Yeah, we're waiting on that. Barnes, yes, drives this through. The plank goes through. 45 and a ball as Barnes looks to hold on to a cashing spot. Fuller Jr. and Nick Leach over yonder. He has to worry about as well. Leach is on that same 22.53. Tim Douglas not far behind on 22.45. And Joey Lister within earshot of me on 22.36. That's only 29 pins back. They're capable. Matt Nichols and Brian Mayer round out that top 20. Back to the top, it goes to Jeff Ring. That's the scores through the half. Alana Brown on a 62 half after a spare 8 and a spare 5, and only 1 pin left standing. Can I hear any cheering? Actually, not yet, somehow. It's not making it over to this side of the house. A bunch of congregating over here, but still a lot of action on this side as well. And Ring collects a 9. Two good balls, 10 bucks.
25-24 for Daly.
Yeah, it's Hazard I'm wondering about.
25-18 and he's filling. 25-18 on a spare.
All right. So 25-18 plus for Hazard. Interesting. Okay.
And this is actually 24.95. I was off. I couldn't see it right.
So, folks, getting some live updates here from one of the bowlers. So, Tim Hazard on 25-18 plus. I don't mind that the formula's broke here, honestly. And we'll take this away momentarily. Oh, actually, I'll just put it as 25-18. Ring picks the spare up. And he's 57 and a ball through 7. So it looks like Daly's in front, but Hazard is filling. And that's the big question now. That's through 19 and a half. Ring on a load. Just 3 out on this one. 13 box brings him up to 60 through 7. Other coverage available on YouTube and Facebook. Candlepin Bowling Network. And 8 box for Ring. Jeff's got 68 through 8. Should mention about Austin Barnes, his statistics as well. In 2022, he bowled as well, but he came in 39th place. Obviously, 2024 was a bit better for him. For Alana Brown, this is her first foray into the Easter Classic. 2 and 4. 2-pinner. Into the wood. Nope. And an 8 box. 76 through 9. Yeah, Drew Steele said 1 a.m. finish. Maybe that wasn't that outrageous. Who knows? So Ring on a 76 through 9, looking to get a mark here. Already has the 1. Got his head pin, and he's got the 2, 5, 7, and 8 with a tough split. Can't imagine how you dig into this, but I guess you just have to go into the 2-5 pocket and hope. Goes right after it, but gets by. So he bowls through. It was a good shot in the end there, and indeed the 2-5 wasn't taking it. So fine enough. There you see the result, and it takes us over to Alana Brown. Very sorry to short sell that one spare he had as well amid all the hubbub of everything. As we look to see who's going to take over. Currently we show that 25-18 for Hazard is on a fill as well, according to Sean Sears. So based on that, Hazard may still be ahead, and that's why I have him currently in first place. But it is close. 31. Looking for Alana right now. Where is she? 62.5 for Alana Brown. And then our defending champion to come after this. Thank you so much for watching here on Candlepin Bowling Network. Please like the video if you haven't had the chance already. We'll re-upload this all later. Great to feature the many bowlers here of all sorts. Brown waits for JJ to her right, and now up she comes. Strides up halfway down the lane, and now delivers into the 3-pin to start out. Had 3 head pins, 3 splits in that. Despite that, managed 2 spares. And a nice comebacker. Good spare. From 3 pins to all the pins. Have another look at this. 72 and a ball through 6. 3 spares in the last 4. And even in this final 20th string, Alana Brown still has plenty in the tank. Stepping back to allow the bowlers to either side to go. And now she'll take aim on lane 31. And this final Easter Classic here. All into the left side, so 4 more tacked on. 16 over par at this point. That's a good thing in this game. 76 through 6. Six-pin cluster. Takes out 4 more. That headpin's going to fall forwards, in fact. And Wood is not going to roll back, unfortunately. And she's got a 9 box. Still the chance to go into the 110s here with those 3 marks, with that good pinning. And a 4th one may take her into the 120s. Above her average for this tournament. She can pin out into the 2100s, a 105 average. So this string already looking to be above her pace. Stands and delivers. Off target again, but in the neighborhood, and a 6-pack. 4 horsemen, 5 and 8. Bob, what have you heard? I got this partial update from Sean Sears.
Those are accurate. Right now, the way that things are working out, Charles Collins has just finished up, and Josh Daly has now taken the field. He's going to be at least 3 boxes ahead of Tim Haser. Tim Haser left the field to play with a sore shoulder, and went to apply some balm to it. He's going to finish, but he is not. He had a really tough side a little while back, and they both struggled in the 19th. But Hasert is at 58 and a ball. Daly rips through the middle and splits on his first ball behind us. Fontaine now working on lane 26 to your left is on the 3-pin, grabs a 6-pack.
Yep, just working on box 6 now. That's on lane 26. Brown working on this 9th box has another split. She's got a good string working here in her own right.
Daly had a 68 half. Haser a 58 half. So Daly took the lead.
But Haser on a fill, if I remember.
Yeah, Haser on a fill, but Daly's moving right ahead.
I'm rooting for chaos. I'm rooting for a tie. I'll tell you what.
It's gonna all come down to whether Tim can gut it out with that sore shoulder, I think. Fontaine and Daly going to finish first.
Split spare for Brown. That's the 5-10 going. Simple as that. You see the plank go across for her 4th mark of this string.
And Aaron Fontaine ended up with a. Can you make it out up there?
Looks like an 8-box to me. I'm squinting as well. I tell you, I wish I had the live updates, but
I forgot to bring in my binoculars. Brought my bowling gear instead.
It's all right. We make do with what we've got.
Oh, Fontaine on the head pin, believes a diamond.
Over on 26. Brown loads up 5 more. Chance to go 120 just with pinning alone. Fontaine diamond. Yes, he's blown this one up.
Well, he's not dead yet, 23 back, but Daly
may require a mark out, but that's exactly how he won that Pro Series trophy.
I believe that was a spare for Daly behind us.
Brown, not quite. It'll be a 119 on her string. And we move over to Austin Barnes on lane 31. Good string there. Nothing lower than a 9.
Yes, it was a spare for Daly.
I have equipment for an interview, but we may just do it over there. I'm not 100% certain where we'll do the winner's interview, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to drag him all the way over here, I can't imagine.
Daly 7 fill splits, though, 7, 6, 10.
Fontaine on 26 drops 2 on his spare. He is at 74 through 7. I fear that may not be enough at this point. Remember, we've already put the first half in here, so he needs to gain 23 pins in this half to even have a chance. Barnes tips the 5-pin forward, strike on spare.
Daly can't, pushes through. He was trying for wood in the middle and didn't. Just pushed it to the back. Still facing 3 with his third ball in the. And he get a 7. Takes a 7. That's a tough box for Daly. I see he's going to be throwing his first ball in the 9th. He has 1 spare on the back. He had a 68 first half. 2 splits for Daly. Fontaine leaves the Caleri on our left.
No, Barnes cannot win even if he throws a 200.
Daly drops 8 down to the 2-5 behind us on Paul Grant's network.
Over on YouTube, Candlepin Bowling Network. Yep. Michelle Atherton on Facebook with the call of Aaron Fontaine. He's on his 3rd ball in lane 26. He's got split pins, so probably 8 or 9. Nearly cracked one across.
Daly makes his spare. That's his 2nd spare of the half. That's going to force still Jeff Burns, the number 2 bowler on Tim Haser on lane 4. He's finishing up. Haser will come out, and Daly's going to be bowling his final box of the 20th before Haser even throws a pitch. It looks like he's going to throw it. So Haser's going to be all by himself with his sore shoulder.
Looking forward to seeing that. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably disconnect this broadcast here and just let the other 2 take over at this point. Pleasure to bring you this coverage here at Leda Lanes.
Yeah, we need to have you on the mobile.
Maybe another time, We'll figure it out the next 20 stringer, whenever that may be, but I'm sure there will be one.
If we get to 10,000 subscribers, we can buy you an iPad. You can move it around and have remote feeds.
Maybe so. This is Barnes back in here, 7.
Oh, Daly dropped 8 and then made that 2-pinner, so that's 3 marks on his side. He's going to have an 11th box. Haser hasn't.
So Daly and Hazard in a virtual tie, basically, ending good count.
Hazard's going to need a decent fill to even it up, and then he's going to have to match those 3 spares.
I don't know how that 7-8 didn't go on our featured lane.
Daly hits a head pin, but took 7, and that we'll get that score in a second from
9 bucks for Barnes. Click on over. Feel free to click over to the YouTube. So Josh Daly in the 130s, you're thinking here. I mean, with 3 marks. That seems very likely, especially with that, 68 half he had? It was a big one. And now he's got 3 more marks And it's 130. Nico, 137 final for Josh Daly. Is that confirmed? Yeah. Hazer needs a 134 to win. We're told now it was Daly threw a 137. 25.93 for Daly. Thank you. All right, so Josh Daly has thrown a 25.93. Hazer needs to throw a 75 half. Good grief. That may well be the clincher indeed. Barnes actually overslides on that, perhaps. We'll see what the official call is. I couldn't tell from here. My mistake. I didn't see it properly there. Score that at 10, 101 through 9. That's why the bowlers call it not me. 1479. $49 to tie for Hazer and 50 to win in 3 boxes. All righty. So he needs a few marks at minimum. Four and 7 for Barnes. And that will do it for our broadcast here. Thank you very much for watching this presentation of the Easter Classic here at Leda Lanes. Click on over to the other YouTube stream with Paul Grant to see the other broadcasts in progress. A 9 box for Barnes. It's heating up over there, and I'm going to take a look. Thanks once again for watching. And until next time, click over to YouTube for the rest. And so long from Leda Lanes.